I let my light shine at all times for the world to see. You reppin' nonsense, hatred, and jealousy. You spit that toxic, that poison, that ignorance. You talk a lot of shit, but none of it is relevant. You can miss me with all the lies. 1,000, I'm certified. 1,000, I'm certified. 1,000, I'm certified. I'm a bit unorthodox. When I rock, something like Jimmy Hendrix with a boombox. People with era black pants and mocks. 360 waves, the styles on my face was a cut from a fabric. My dad high science, my mom was sacred matter, turned pain into power. Thoughts into dollars. Never been a follower, never been a coward. Took a few chances, took a few risks, took it to trial, and I beat that shit. Never took the stand, nah, I pleaded the fifth. Put my crime partner around his mouth like a bitch. Russian birds bites, but I stayed rock solid. Hella book smart. Thorough street knowledge, stand up guy to the day that I die. Me scared never, I'm built for whatever. You can miss me with all the lies. 1,000, I'm certified. 1,000, I'm certified. 1,000, I'm certified. I let my light shine at all times for the world to see. You reppin' nonsense, hatred, and jealousy. You spit that toxic, that poison, that ignorance. You talk a lot of shit, but none of it is relevant. Tell a nigga real by the shit he don't say. The shit he don't say, yeah, the shit he don't say. I can tell a nigga real by the shit he don't say. The shit he don't say, the shit he don't say. You spit that toxic, that poison, that ignorance. You talk a lot of shit, but none of it is relevant. You can miss me with all the lies. 1,000, I'm certified. 1,000, I'm certified. 1,000, I'm certified. I'm a bit unorthodox, when I rock something like Jimmy Hendrix with a boombox. People with Heru, black pants and mocks. I turned 8 into power, thoughts into dollars. Never been a follower, never been a coward. Never been the type to do no fuck shit. Never lied on my pockets, never lied on my dick. Cocaine, champagne, diamond rings and gold chains. No love, just love. Yeah, the hood is fucked up. Cocaine, champagne, diamond rings and gold chains. No love, just love. Yeah, the hood is fucked up. Cocaine, champagne, diamond rings and gold chains. No love, just love. Yeah, the hood is fucked up.
Yeah, boy. She made Killah B, goddamn witch fighter general, goddamn it. You got a witch? I'll burn that motherfucker up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's happening, people? What's happening, people? I haven't been on for a while. Been busy. Also, people out there listening. No, gotta check the chat. See what's going on. Nobody up in this mother. It's all good. Got one person watching. That's probably me. So, yeah. So, interesting week. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of things on Facebook. Just Chris Harris did 2 powerful lessons and stuff. Hope we get him on here, but he's probably all asleep or something like that. Brother Heru supposed to be coming on. Waiting for him. We're just gonna talk about some random stuff. A lot of little like group chats I've been getting added to. I have some interesting people with some interesting things to say. A lot of cool posts on Facebook and stuff been happening. Immaculate Neves, he's been posting some cool stuff. Even Negi Springfield's been posting. I've been on his comment boards and stuff. Me and Negi been talking. What up, Heru?
What's going on, brother? Killah B.
Killah B. That's it. Stinking them up. Burn them down, goddamn. Burn them down. Yep. Yeah, man. I'll just talk about all the interesting things that be going on Facebook.
Oh man, there's a lot of fuckery going on.
Yeah, that's
the world right now.
A lot of conspiracy stuff, and like a lot of these brothers, they're like I was telling somebody in one of Jeremiah's posts, Jeremiah Judah.
Yeah.
I sent him the link too. Hopefully he can come out. But like there was the thing about like your social security number or your birth certificate and like how they have you like on the stock market and all types of stuff. They're like, there's a lot of crazy stuff like that going on. Like, you know what I mean? And a lot of that shit ain't true. Or it's like half truths. And like I was trying to like explain to them, like a lot of this stuff is old information. It's not something new that somebody just figured out. The person who you learned it from, whoever making the videos, they didn't just come up with that. Like, know what I mean? A lot of these like things have been going on for years, for decades and decades and decades. You know what I mean? And it just rehashed and repackaged. Like I made a comparison with like Polite, right? You know all the stuff they say about Polite or whatever, right? All the people from that been on YouTube for the last 10 years, like know all that stuff. But now there's a bunch of new people. Like 10 years is a big like gap. Like, know what I mean? That's a lot of time. And you got kids that's growing up and they're finding the channel and they're seeing Polite for the first time and not seeing those old videos and stuff like, because a lot of those videos against Polite and stuff, a lot of those channels are like taken down. They don't flag the hell out of those channels down. So none of those videos are up. There's only a few people that got some of those videos. Like, whatever. Yeah, you can just come back and do the same thing over again. You know what I mean? And like the people that's been around, they're like old heads. Nobody listening to them. Like, you know what I mean? They're not the channel's audience anymore. So like they're able to do the same thing over. That's crazy.
Yeah, you're right. Because I mean, like a lot of it, like when Judah was talking about Polite, and he had me on, and he was talking about Polite scamming the community, and I even said, well, it would, the people that support Polite have a right to ask what the hell is going on. And if it's too much for, like, say, everybody to come in at them, then at least like Pinetta, Soleiman, or whoever should be able to represent their, the people that support them, that support Polite, and say, hey, what's going on? Why, what changed with Sinetta? Sinetta already said what happened. Why he did that. He've already said that. So, but I was saying that, I was saying that, we do have a right if we support Polite. I support Polite, but like you said, a lot of that stuff that they're talking about is old. Like it's old rehash. It's new to him, but it's old issues and situations and circumstances and so forth that's being rehashed over again.
Yep. And then people will come back and push it as fact. This stuff like it's fucking bugged out. All right, push stuff. Yeah. Like I'll talk about the Moors with like, I'm like, your ass dumb enough to drive around with no license plate. So you want your ass go to jail.
Well, I do know a guy that's out here in the Northwest who do not have a state issued license plate that has what he claims is the proper documentation to be able to drive. And he showed the paperwork coming all the way down from like the state representatives, motor vehicles, the state senators, legislators, all that. He showed it with the stamps and stuff. But everybody is not going to do what he did to make that happen. There's other people that have done it. What happens is that somebody who will claim sovereignty or whatever, they'll go through certain steps. Then they'll tell people what they did, and then people will see that, and they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm going to do it too. But they don't do those steps. What they do is they go out with a license plate, and then police pull them over, and they say, well, I'm sovereign. And they try to regurgitate a bunch of information that they really don't understand, that they haven't went through with, and they end up getting hemmed up. So, I mean, all truths are half truths.
Mm-hmm. But have you seen like, have that person gotten pulled over? And I know they got one thing that you could get with your driver's license. It's a different type of driver's license. I got to look it back up. I remember seeing it like when I was younger and stuff. It's like where you would get a driver's license, but it means that you're the sole person that's responsible. So you don't have to get car insurance. Right, you could drive without car insurance, but if anything happened, like I guess like it says that like it's all on you or something like that.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've never seen him get pulled over, but I have seen all his paperwork. I've seen it. He did like it was the discussion out here with Brother Ogun, who's he's a captain of the Black Rider Party out here in the Northwest, and he was just telling everybody about it, and he was showing the paperwork, you know. And so I was like, you know, but like I said, yeah, let me see. But like I said, you have people who have done it, but not everybody's going to go through, because it took him a long time to do that. Not everybody's going to go through what he went through to get that, his license plates and everything, and correction. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem when people go into court claiming that stuff and they don't know the laws. Right. And they get messed up.
What do you think about the what you call it? What you talking about that? Damn, I forgot. I lost track of thought. Damn.
So what you saying? What I think about what?
No, yeah. About your birth certificate. Being like you're a stock, like you're sold on the stock market, like you're traded on the stock market. But I know the stock market was created for birth certificates.
well, I don't think it's the stock market was created. The stock market was created for birth certificates, but I think that as the U.S. economy got into certain situations or developed in lack of resources, that they use the future labor or production of their citizens as collateral. Now, this is what the information is saying, but I haven't went deep into it to actually, you know, say if it's true or not. I do know that if you look at like your dollar bill, like if you look at the back of your Social Security card, some things that are fact that it goes to a certain bank. That's true. A certificate, if you go into legal laws, a certificate is a bond, and you have a birth certificate. So I think that a lot of people need to do more work on it, I would guess.
But everybody didn't have a birth certificate until like 1980s to the 80s. You didn't have to have birth certificates until like the 80s, like 78.
Well, if you were, I forgot when it started, but I guess if you were born in a state hospital, you got a birth certificate. Now, if you were born
old heads and stuff, they ain't had no birth certificate.
Huh?
Like a lot of old heads and stuff, they didn't have no birth certificate. They had to go get them. Like a lot of kids and stuff too.
Let's see, birth. Let's see when it's birth certificate. So, okay, let's just look at Wiki. Wiki let us know.
Well, it might be Social Security card I'm talking about. I might be talking about Social Security. But the birth certificates wasn't required until 78. I did look that up.
Yeah, wait, let me see.
That was in some state.
Well, let me see. Okay, that's the United Kingdom. We're talking about the U.S. Well, that, I mean, I don't know. It might be okay. United States. It says in the U.S. the insurance birth certificate is a functional vital record office in the state, capital district, territories, and former territories Birth in the U.S. established automatically legal citizenship, so birth certificates from a local authority is commonly provided to the federal government to obtain passport. However, the United States Department does issue consular reports of birth abroad for children born to U.S. citizens who are eligible for citizenship, including to foreign territories. Trying to see what it says about a date.
I got here civil registration of births, marriages, and deaths. Oh no, that's England right there. I did have it on here.
So let me see. It doesn't. I don't. Didn't give me
right here. I got it. What year did the United States start issuing birth certificates? Most areas began statewide registration of births and deaths between 1903 and 1920.
Yeah.
While most countries were keeping marriage records by 1890, or the date the county was created, statewide registration generally began between 1905 and 1978. Hawaii records of birth, marriages, and deaths started as early as 1840s. But they was keeping records before us.
Yeah. However, until 1902, which you probably read, 1902 Act of Congress was the Bureau of Censors established a permanent agency to develop birth registration areas as standard registration. So in 1902, that's when they started, as it was a permanent where if you were born in a state hospital, you had a birth certificate. Because I know, like, when I was doing my genealogy or when I was doing my genealogy and whatever that thing was, I was finding my grandfather and my grandmother through birth certificates and death certificates. If you know where they're born or area, you can search by that birth certificate. And so I know that's what most people say about birth certificates, that it started when the government they ran out on resources or gold or whatever, and you got the independent bank. And so in order to borrow, what they did is they used their citizens as the citizens' future potential or whatever for money to back it up. So that's how everybody got a birth certificate. They do also talk about that these certificates are on the stock exchange. Now, I don't know how true that is or not, but that's what they say. And but I do know, like, there was a thing that I saw about how to create money. And it was like, you create money with your signature, and money that you create with your signature is based off of your future earnings or potential in this exchange or stock exchange. So I don't know, man. I guess about I tell you who know about that shit. Go grab a Moore. A Moore tell you everything you don't know about shit.
Actually, I kind of took it way out in left field. The reason why how the conversation came up, I think it was Jeremiah. He put up a post or like a picture, and it was talking about like how we're using stock and stuff like that, and the government making money off of it. So he's telling people, he said, don't get one of this shit because they're making money off it.
He says, don't.
And I was like, man.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? You can tell somebody don't get a birth certificate because they're making money off of you, and then you just leave it at that. So what else is they supposed to do? If they don't get a birth certificate, what other option do you have for them?
Exactly. Yep. And what you gonna do once they run out of money?
Nothing.
What you gonna do? Sit there and look at them like they fucked up. Yep. Yep. That's what they're gonna do.
So I mean, this it's like this, right? I mean, they like to go back into all the whatever history and time. Did not Judea pay tribute to Rome?
Yep.
And when they didn't pay tribute to Rome, when they didn't want to pay tribute to Rome, what happened?
Shit. Get fucked up. Shit get burned up.
Rome did a witch-finder general on their ass.
Yep. Shit get burned up.
So
and like there was another group that I was put in too, right? And like they were talking about the whole Serapis thing, like, right? I'm just like, I just did like this freestyle thought like in my head. I was just like, it's the same thing. So if that's supposed to be Jesus, and it's really Heru, then what's the difference?
What do you mean?
Obviously, they got it from the Egyptians.
Okay.
Or the Egyptians got it from whoever. Like that whole concept. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Serapis is supposed to be Jesus. And Jesus is Jesus. And like whoever else they want to consider Jesus. Christian is Jesus.
Well,
like, you know what I mean? It's all the same shit. So
they got it
what's the big fucking deal?
They got it backwards. Serapis isn't Jesus. Jesus is Serapis. Serapis is the conceptual form of Heru.
Yeah, so it's Jesus. It's the same thing.
Right. But what I'm saying is, though, they're saying reverse. They're saying, well, this is Jesus. No, that's not Jesus because Jesus come much later.
Right. Yeah. I see what you're saying. But I'm just saying, like, the concept is all the same. So, like, what's the big deal? Like, you know what I mean?
Because they want to have,
everybody got.
Because so is Krishna, so is Buddha, so is Dionysus. So you know what I'm saying? A lot of it is the same, but they just want to have, you know what I'm saying? They want to have the monopoly on the mythology and the story. Because you don't hear nobody else.
Yeah.
You don't hear no Buddhists complaining about somebody being Buddha. That's not Buddha. Or you don't hear anybody, a Greek person, or from a Greek perspective, or even from a African perspective. Most people don't even say anything about the Heru and Jesus story unless somebody from the Christian, or not even the Hebrew side, but more the Christian side, come and they try to monopolize the story and say they have the whole truth. And then we say, well, there was a story about this that happened before then. And then you get into this whole big debate about it.
Oh, that's something else. And
another thing I would say, man, is they was talking about like the creationists and the creationists and stuff, and as far and then what's it called? That the creationists and the evolution, and people was like, well, I ain't come from monkeys, right? And so that's the whole thing. It's, I ain't come from monkeys, I ain't come from chimps or whatever. And my thing is this: as I'm starting research, I'm starting learning about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if you did? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the big importance that if you did evolve or come from a ape-like species? So what? What?
If anything, you a smart monkey and you made it out.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that affect you today? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I didn't come from that. Like, what's the importance? Except for your religious theology and spiritual foundation. That's it.
But the Bible said they came from monkeys. They be out there right now, like rounding up some monkeys out the jungle and shit and slaving. You're slaving their ass right now.
You said you're slaving their ass.
Yup. And another monkey doing all types of shit.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Be the worst of the white man.
Yeah, it's crazy. But here's the thing, right? They say that, oh yeah, we ain't come from monkeys and we're a chosen people and we're gods and we made an image of God and this and that. But then in Ecclesiastics, it tells you that man is no more than beast. And to even think that you're more than a beast is your vanity. So how do you skip over that, or how do you handle that? You gonna tell me that I don't have understanding? Or you go whip that, or you go whip that back into somehow a evolutionary creation perspective.
You'll go far out on you too.
Yeah. And then what does it fucking matter? You know what I'm saying? Like somehow I don't know. It's just stupid to me.
It was like, it's the white man. It's the white man. I was like, well, damn. It's the white man. That's what's wrong with it. It's the white man. But like even in the Ptolemy era, like Ptolemy tried to find like a middle thing, like a middle ground. For what I was just reading like a little while ago and shit, like he found like a middle ground. Like he said, all right, we're gonna mix a little of this and a little of that. Everybody gonna be happy. And I can sit here and collect these taxes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got no problems. Like we get a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Our shit kind of like this anyway. So like, know what I mean? We'd be good. You have a little couple statues over here. We got a couple little statues over here too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, most
just paint my picture white on the wall.
These niggas paint my picture white on this wall. I heard that.
Yeah. Like they showing white on that motherfucker. Yep.
It is. It's get to the point where like, you know what I'm saying? Like they Michael Edwards, Jeremiah, Immaculate, and others in the whole group. They showing that Ramsey II mummy, right? But they ignore all other evidence surrounding that mummy. And it doesn't. And then Immaculate big thing is it doesn't look Negroid to me, as if all Negroid look the same, have the same exact feature. You know what I'm saying? To me, it was like,
because it's on some white type marble or whatever.
Yeah. Like all black people got big lips and big bulging eyes and dark skin, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't get where you come.
They exaggerated the people anyway, like in those sculptures. They exaggerated the hell out of people.
Yeah. That's true too.
A lot of times the features mean a certain ranking by the way they look. It's like a certain order.
Yeah.
Whereas those might be shaped one way, or like, know what I mean? Or it's like, you know what I'm saying? His hair might be done a certain way. That I mean, like he's something, this or whatever, of this class of people or whatever.
Yeah. But
I was reading something about the helmets that
what helmets?
Where?
Oh no, go ahead. You just read something about the helmets.
Yeah,
you said
it's a helmet on that, like they got with that Sargon that's supposed to be Sargon. Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I
can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I can hear you.
Cool.
Now you just went out.
With the helmet, like with the people wearing the helmet. And some of them were those people, they look just like actually they were wearing the same thing as that sculpture that Immaculate had. The dude with the grass like clothes on.
Oh.
It looked like he was wearing a bush. Like he had a big bush wrapped around him. But it shows people with the helmet and stuff. And that thing was found in the temple of Ishtar.
Ishtar, yeah.
Yep.
But like I said, and this is what I'm talking about. And I said, he was like, "Oh, it don't look Negroid," And so what people do is they make empty assertions and false arguments because no one made one, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it doesn't look Negroid to me. So I wanted to know who said that it was black.
Yeah.
Who made that? And then when I say that's Sumerian, right? Then they want to break it down to know there's a Guten or Gutinian or Guten.
No, and I want him to prove that. He never proved that.
No, and then when I say, okay, yeah, Guten was a people, but the culture is still Sumerian.
Yep.
And then you know what I'm saying? So then they take that and they try to move it again. The goalpost. It's like, dude, you can't get around that. It's a Sumerian. If you look up the artifact and you Google the artifact, you put it in that video finder for images. Thank you, Black Killah B, Witchfinder General. You want to learn how to do something? Call him up. You find it. Everything that pop up is Sumerian.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, it's interesting, and you know that the perspective they have. And then he was like, "Oh, well, you and I think it's Tommy Taylor, whatever his name, Tommy, y'all have a good debate. Y'all should have a debate." I'm like, "For what?" You know what I'm saying? What am I debating him for? What am I debating him for? Just the debate?
Yep.
I don't want to fucking do that. So we just go create
nothing like this debate. This debate, nigga. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is. Like, this debate, nigga. That nigga. No, man, I'm not. They want to see.
Man, I'm not gonna argue with somebody just for the sake of fucking arguing with somebody.
Yeah, they're gonna laugh, giggle, and be like, yeah.
To me, it just, it didn't. I see no value in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then I asked him. You know, I says, well, first of all, I don't make no claims for somebody to debate, and I only debate stuff that's actually debatable. You know, people speak from a factual or historical perspective. And he said that all my stuff is fact. And I'm saying, brother, when you talking about there's green people and lizard people and that type of shit, dude, that for me that ended any debating that I would do for you, because everything that you do is just an assertion and speculation, because you can't show me without a doubt objectively verifiable information that would lead us directly to that conclusion or in spectra of a fucking green person or alien.
No evidence at all.
None
at all.
So since you can't provide it,
they bring nothing to the table.
Nothing. What I'm debating.
He couldn't even tell us who that was. He said, "Is this person white or Cushite?" And he just picked like this 3 people, and who said either one of them is correct?
Yeah. So I'm like, you know, like, I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying? Everything is not debatable. You shouldn't enter into a debate or a discussion with somebody just because they want to debate you.
Yeah. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. That made no sense. No sense at all.
And then, and then they always talk about this. I just heard you know, like, you know how they say these Hotep niggas, all these Hotep. Yeah. And I started thinking about that, right? I started thinking about it, right? And Hotep is a greeting, right? Right. And so I started thinking about it, right? Because I remember when motherfuckers say them Assalamu alaikum motherfuckers, Assalamu alaikum niggas, right?
Yeah.
It's like me saying, oh man, them Shalom niggas. That's stupid.
Yep. But they got to do that every time they see your brother. They got to do that. Yo, sometimes you go to the class, yo. Sometimes you end up doing that just like 50 times, yo, a night. I'm not about to y'all shot brother. Yeah, brother. I'm not about to y'all shot brother. Know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they talk about that holy kiss shit, like right now and shit. I talk about that in my old thing, my first video. That Masonic origin, the Hebrew Israelite like joint. I talk about that in that. I talk about the holy kiss in there. I'm way ahead of these niggas and shit. I did that shit like 2-3 years ago.
You say 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, that video old. Let me see how old that shit is. I look at it right now. That motherfucker is. That motherfucker old. 2 years old. It's 2 years old.
Damn.
That mug almost got 2,000 views too. Yup. And I ain't got nobody disputed it. Nobody stepped up and disputed it. 2 years. Nobody said a peep.
What was your perspective on that?
Nobody said a peep.
What was your perspective on that?
Was showing the occultist origins of Hebrew Israelite founders. Like the founders of the Hebrew Israelites, like you got like F.F. Cherry, you got Ford, you got Rabbi Matthews, and there's another one, like I forgot. But all of them were all occultists, like every single one of them. Like every Hebrew follower, all the way up to Rabbi Matthews, like founder. You know, like Ford was somewhere, and like Cherry was somewhere at a different time. Like one was right out of slavery, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they all were cultists. Mm-hmm. They was either members of some type of order, or like it says, like, yo, they was into like some occult, like crazy shit, like esoteric type shit.
Yeah,
every single one of them. And like the One West, that was a lodge. That was a Masonic lodge. And it turned into like a synagogue.
Oh. I wonder how many people know that.
And you look at the thumbnail of it, that's the Holy Kiss. That's why I got on the thumbnail. It says, brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug. And you say, right? You hug the dude like on each side, like one on one side. That's supposed to represent a kiss. Like that's what that is. That's real shit. I dare somebody tell me I'm a damn lie.
So what's the difference between that kiss and a kiss?
Every Israelite do that shit. Yeah. So I don't know any Israelite laughing about it. Every Israelite do that. If you ain't like, if you don't, you're an internet Israelite. Real talk, because an internet Israelite don't know what it is to be an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? They learn over the damn computer. But when you hands-on, that's a totally different game. Like these niggas over here like frying chicken on Sabbath and like, you know what I'm saying, doing all types of shit, the same shit they was doing. But when you in a school, you ain't doing that shit. Them niggas be like in your windows and shit. Nigga, what you doing? You frying chicken on the Sabbath? It be all
So what's the difference?
Yo, some of these groups be getting beat
down. Hey, so
there's some camps out there beat down.
That's what?
Giving beat downs.
Oh.
Like whip your ass, you get out of pocket. Break the Most High's laws, you get your ass whooped.
Damn.
And whatever I guess if they call it severe enough, they bust your ass and shit. Better not tell, nigga. That shit crazy, you know? Like real talk. That's gang shit. That's gang shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's gang shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the motherfucking boys come, that shit start rounding these niggas up, talk about punching motherfuckers in the mouth and all types of shit, and get other brothers riled up with that shit.
Yeah.
Woo! You be all set, bro. That's organized crime. You all set. You all set. You done. You finished. You finished.
So Killah, tell me what
you know about this shit and get like 25, 40 years. Be done. You thinking just be in the group. Get hit with 30 years. With just being in the group. That shit can happen.
Yeah. So tell me, what's the difference between that kiss and a kiss of a Muslim? Because they all do the same thing.
It's the same shit. It's the same shit. They're just making a real crazy big thing over it. Like, you know what I mean? For like jokes. But a lot of them think it's like really like a serious like thing or whatever. Like you see the mobsters do that in the movie. That's all that is. That is what it means. Like that is like where that shit come from.
Yeah, because the Muslims do it too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. That's crazy. That's the thumbnail too, and people don't even know what that shit's talking about. Like, it's towards like the end of it. It's towards like the end of the video. That's just like 3 hours and change. That shit was long. I start off rough and shit, but then I like, you know what I'm saying? I warm up and shit. Like, I didn't know what was going on in the beginning of it. I got cut off guard and had to do it. Like at that point, at that moment. So,
yeah.
I was a little rusty at first. Like that first hour is like crazy. Once you get into the second hour and shit, I started like hammering out like stuff. Some of the stuff I would take out now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would take out like stuff I don't believe was accurate that I said. Some of the stuff. But according to like the mainstream conspiracy, like theorist like type people and stuff like that. That's what, like, you know what I mean? Like they all for that shit. That's what they want to hear. I mean, that's what the niggas want to hear. But the historical stuff in there was dead on. I was dead on and shit with all the history. And then you couldn't fuck with me with the history. When I get into like hand symbols and all that fucking stupid shit. But the history was dead on.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, like you said, a lot of people I wouldn't have known that because they don't tell you that part.
I wonder where was the first time the Philosophes was discovered?
The Philosophes?
Yeah, it was discovered.
Well, from what Dr. Ben said is that the Philosophes are Ethiopians, and and the people in Israel today, the Kanaji Jews, call them Philosophes.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
that's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
but in the video, in my video I was just talking about,
yeah,
I explained where the Philosophes come from, like in a biblical sense, from the biblical stuff was it's when I think it was the Syrians. They took a whole bunch of different African like tribes and stuff, and made our Levites teach them how to live like Jews. And then the Most High supposedly like got a bunch of lions and started fucking their asses up.
Lions?
That's where the Sumerian, like lions came out fucking people up and stuff. But you know biblical stories and shit. You know what I'm saying? Lions came, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Lions came. Ate them niggas up. Yup. Like what I was saying here. Shit. I forgot what I was saying again. God damn. Fuck you. Oh. Okay. Anybody in the chat? I know Sister P in the chat.
You say what?
I know anybody in the chat. Ain't nobody watching. Sister P probably got Sister P still here. You still with us? Shit, we got 2 people. We got 2 people watching this shit.
That's because we ain't on.
If I go off the air, they all come in.
You say what?
Then if I go off the air and stuff, they all come in.
Yeah, well, that's because we ain't really talking shit about nobody.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
You know, but if you put in the headlines, you just put a discussion. If you put something about somebody, motherfuckers start popping up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like Yara dumbass and shit.
Oh, what's going on with that? Is that still going on?
Yo, that nigga stupid as hell, yo. Like this dumb, dumb. Like I never like. It's like beyond the point of him not understanding it. It is blatant refusing to admit his Heru. Like, you know what I mean? And he just being the biggest dick about it. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get on what he asked for and shit. Like, you know what I mean? That shit crazy. You know, kill B shit. And the nigga be mad. Now the nigga want to threaten people and shit. That's crazy.
What do you say he want to threaten? He threatening you?
Yeah, like, niggas is like crazy, yo, mad. This is mad. What you mad at? Like, you know what I mean? You did all this. Like, you was all extra.
Man, when a motherfucker threatening you and you ain't saying nothing like that, you gotta be skin. You know what I'm saying? You to put him out there too far.
Yup.
The only option after that is to whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing else left to say. Only option is now is whoop your ass.
Yup.
Yeah.
And they lose at that too. Catch another L and shit.
And then
look around, catch another L.
And then
what?
And then you got what you say you gonna catch another L.
I mean, yeah. He's been catching L after L for just being wicked, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's why the L's is coming.
Yeah.
Because you're not being truthful with shit.
Oh, shit. Yeah. And then, have you noticed everybody's an agent?
Yeah.
If a motherfucker can't really get you on nothing, then you're an agent. I'm like, y'all come up with the silliest shit. And that's why nobody debate y'all. Only people that debate y'all is other crazy motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's weird. The Bama niggas. That's why I call them Bama.
You an agent. You an agent. Hi, motherfuckers. Agents are, agent. Get the hell out of here. Y'all don't even know what an agent is.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that crazy nigga. Jeremiah had this crazy nigga on the call with that. And then he was like, these crackers gotta go. I don't care. Anybody go talk about these crackers, gotta go.
Who was that, Vargas, or was that somebody else?
I like, man, what has the white man done to you personally in the last 6 months? He was like, they took my money. Them goddamn crackers took my money. I like, they took your money. I was like, did you call the police? I was like, did you call the cops? Like, what do you mean he took you? He was talking about taxes. I was like, you supposed to pay taxes, nigga. Like, what the fuck wrong with you? You crackers took my money. I'm like, well, damn, nigga.
Yeah. Man, that's because, man, you know what I'm saying? They have to change reality in order for they shit, they Bible or they doctrine, how they believe in it, to fit, they have to change reality.
Yo, it brings you to a low state, yo.
Yeah.
It brings you to such a low state, yo. It's not even funny, yo. It's like it takes all your drive to do anything, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when you start dealing with that, like, that shit takes over your life. That shit's like a plague.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It changes you. It does. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it changes you in a bad way, but the cult side of it fucks you up.
Yeah.
Just as much as the non-cultish type shit does good for you.
Uh-huh.
Know what I mean? So, man, oh man. Like, you look at your family different, your friends different, like the doctor different, the motherfucking teacher different, the your neighbor different, everybody a different person from then on. You're in a totally different world from then on. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're in a totally different world from then on. Your parents are different. You know what I mean? The way people talk to you, the things they say to you, that shit registers different. That shit go through a different process like going through your brain and shit. Like that shit ain't the normal thing that was going in your brain before. That shit got a filter on it now. You know what I'm saying? It's going through the Hebrew Israelite filter before it hits your brain. You can have like goddamn crackers, and like it could be your neighbors, and something like your neighbor, something go around like well you should help them or something like all of a sudden like goddamn crackers. That's good for him and shit. They go into slavery, like, and the nigga looking at you and shit while you trying to push his car in the driveway.
Scratch.
You're looking.
They even got sharper too. They just got them today, so they feel.
I'm not saying everybody was like that, but like that shit is bugged out. Yo. Like it changes the person.
Okay, go ahead.
It really does. And you see how angry these like especially GMS, how angry they are all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
You see who?
It's the hard thing, yo. We setting this shit off. You don't think all them niggas and shit try to set that shit off? You crazy as hell if you don't.
Man,
Straight up.
Yeah, you know,
when Yahushua was coming back in 2000, niggas was sitting around with swords, my nigga. Yo, niggas was sitting around with swords, waiting for Yahushua to pop out the sky.
I got a question though. If Yahushua is popping out of the sky, what the hell they need swords for? You know what I'm saying? Like if he pop out the sky,
then we gonna have superpowers. We supposed to have superpowers. We supposed to be able to fly and everything.
Shit, them niggas ain't built Dragon Ball Z. They think they Dragon Ball Z?
No, that was fun. We was gonna have superpowers. We gonna be extraterrestrial.
Man, them motherfuckers power.
So we be able to go in the spirit world, like outer space and shit, and be on Earth.
Yeah, man.
Yo, that was a doctrine. Straight up. Then somebody called me a lie.
So what happened when it didn't happen? So when it did happen, what was the excuse?
Huh? Oh! They at the last minute, they was like, "Oh, nah, yo, that nigga ain't coming back, yo. This is why." Like he had a script. I forgot the scriptures that he used for that shit. I forgot the scripture.
Oh, they had to go to scripture.
Yup. Crazy.
Yeah, man, that's
They had a scripture for everything, yo. GMS when it was House of David, yo, them niggas had scripture for everything, yo. For real, you could have stopped them niggas, yo. They was 1,000 straight up. They ain't no Israelites to this day fucking with them niggas. Straight up.
Yeah.
You don't like.
Yeah, Tahar was no joke. He was a bad man.
Yeah, that's because they don't, man.
Little white man, he losing this world. He damn sure gonna lose in the next one.
Well, hey, my thing is this though. How can they be so upset about the white man when the white man is one of their main what is it? When they main
Viewers.
You know what I'm saying?
More white people watch them on TV on public access.
Yeah, I
than
mean,
black people. That's fact.
Yeah, I mean, if he's Esau, or what is it, Esau?
Oh, you.
No, not Esau. What do they call him? If he Esau, then why are they so mad? You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, man.
That's their uncle. Their cousin. Their cousin going around acting crazy and shit.
Yup.
These motherfuckers creating
man.
flat earth theories and aliens and Yeshua doctrine and temple fans and
imagine you're coming out of high school and you want to go to college to be a lawyer or a surgeon or some shit, right? And then just before going off to college, you run into some niggas and shit downtown. and they tell you you're an Israelite and Yahweh Shai about to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't need to go to college and shit. Yahweh Shai coming back 2000, nigga. You know how many people stopped everything that they was doing? They were trying to get right for Yahweh Shai to come back. You wouldn't believe it. Yep. Still there?
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm still there, man. That shit crazy as hell. I don't even know how anybody could even, believe that, today.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. And tell me how
this is you in the Bible.
How is everybody else becoming Facebook internet debate champion?
That shit crazy. And them niggas don't know shit.
Niggas be like, hey, I'm debate champion. I'm Facebook champion. I'm the worldwide debate House of Consciousness, Soul of Mind, atheist, comedic, champion of the world. Craig. Like, oh my goodness.
They be telling lies like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, I'm still.
I was saying, like,
I'm still
a lot of people should
Black Jesus. I'm still going to debate Black Jesus on Dr. Clark.
A lot of people spend a lot of time trying to prove something instead of trying to disprove what they're trying to prove. Because sometimes you learn a lot more trying to disprove what you favor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to disprove what you favor.
Mm-hmm.
And you come to a lot of conclusions like that, simple, like real simple.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know, Black Jesus Minister, I owe him one. As soon as he bring that shit back up, I need to debate him on that. But then the other thing is, the other one is like the debate on is there allegory between Set and Heru? And they was like, well, what's the allegory to that? What's the story to that? And that thing has been trouted over so much. It's like, well, we don't really even need to actually talk about it no more. We could just go to old videos and talk about the videos, discuss those and how they presented it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like your video, that you did about the sacred kiss. Like, well, we really don't. If we know the information, and this is more contemporary, we can just go to your video and discuss the video. And discuss your point instead of us.
Yeah, before the trolls get on this shit. It's not a 3-hour video about the holy. I'm just gonna put that out there real quick.
Yeah,
it's not a 3-hour video about the holy kids. I speak about the holy kids at the end of the video for maybe a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, whatever.
Yeah,
that 3 hours. Well, that's just weak, yo. Say that, nigga.
Yeah.
Sorry ass niggas and shit. How you gonna troll Killah B?
Oh,
that nigga sad.
Man.
That nigga's sad about it.
Oh man. What was he on? What was Killah B on just now? Let me see. They got the Real House of Consciousness, and then they got the Hot Seat. Which one do they be on mostly? The Real House of Consciousness? I think that's the one they be on most of the time.
I don't even think I'm on that one.
No?
I'm on.
I know
actually, the Real House of Consciousness, I think I got kicked out of that group.
Oh.
I was posting videos on it, and niggas started talking shit. I'm like, nigga, half the niggas posted on this was some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Well, there's a. I know.
I think that was the group.
They
were just
the House of though. Them motherfuckers.
No, Real House of Consciousness.
They some loyal patriots.
The dude that runs the group, he has like a website with like mad like comedic books and stuff.
Who is that?
I forgot what his name was and shit.
Are you talking about Black Jesus? No.
Nah, it wasn't Black Jesus. It's another dude. I forgot his name.
Huh. Because I thought the Real House of Consciousness was Judah's, another Judah channel.
Oh man, he made another one, but there was another one on Facebook.
Oh.
That's supposed to be like all like comedic shit and whatnot.
Oh, I'm waiting on that.
People posting doofy shit like all day, like you know what I mean.
I'm not on that one.
So it was on something about the Bible or something like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they like was like talking some shit. I'm like, nigga, like the video not even on the Bible. Like, fuck you talking about? Like I just posted it, and like he jumped up on there and shit, started talking shit, like a half of a second, like after. Then he blocked me.
Oh.
Then he blocked me.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that was the name of the group, though. I believe it is.
The Real House of Conscience? Because I know Judah.
Yeah, he has a website.
Judah and them all be on that one. I don't know whose group that is. I thought it was Judah's, another one of Judah's thing.
No, it's been around before I started seeing Jeremiah Judah.
Okay.
I don't know how long.
And then they got the hot seat.
Yeah, I'm on that one.
Yeah, they got the hot seat. And they be on that too. But you know what I'm saying? I like to see, because they be talking that shit. I would like to see Cube on this.
Yeah. Where he at?
Man, I ain't heard from Cube since last time he was talking to Yara ass. Man, I ain't heard Cube in a minute.
Let me try to hit him up. Maybe he come out here and keep my ass up because I'll be yelling at his ass and shit. Give me something to do. You see, you're around. You're on the link.
Mm-hmm.
Come hear that long ass talk.
Yeah, man. I haven't heard from him in a while, but I've been studying a lot of the evolutionary theories, and people in the evolutionary community, as far as in the atheists and non-theists. You know what I'm saying? I've been studying and listening to a lot of them, just researching stuff they've been saying.
Yeah, I sent the link.
And what I found out is that a lot of the stuff that the atheists talk about is very, I would say, very similar to Kemetic spirituality, except for the Kemetic spirituality or Kemetic cultivation, which they call Kemetic science. It just gives anthropomorphic names based on zoomorphic to the principles.
You want spaghetti? Or put it up?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing, because the way they view them, there's still a science, which means that it can be tested. So if I'm talking about wind, you can test wind. If I'm talking about the behavior of a person, or you can't test a being, because that is it's not a tangible thing that you can actually observe, like a spirit, right? Although some say you can observe spirit, but other principles you can test them. So I would say it's very close to being like a atheist or a non-theist, because the things can be tested and measured as far as in what they're saying. Now people are like, what about Heru? Well, if I'm going to test Heru, I'm not going to test Heru, the personification of Heru. I'm going to test the principles of Heru minus the mythology of Heru. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta start breaking that shit out. Oh yeah.
Yeah. then I want to go ahead. I'm telling you, man, I'm waiting on somebody to come in and start talking that shit. I mean, y'all done burned out Judah Nazir. Y'all
burning out.
Huh?
Yeah, burn Judah Nazir ass out. Hey, y'all set.
And I will, you know what? Next Monday, I would say this Monday coming up, I want to on your show. I want to do a short burn session video that's saying that the Hebrews are nothing special, and the first people to be God's people, she scattered, was not them, but was the African people of Kemet and Ethiopia.
Oh shit! All right.
And I'm just going to bring out history in that one scripture, and I'm going to leave it up to them to prove it. And I'm not going nowhere else. Just those two. They'll have to show me based on this scripture and history. How is it not so? Because my principle is, and I shared it with you, I don't think they're special. I don't even think the Lord was talking about them.
Y'all hear that?
You ready to go night-night?
You gotta get at them.
Because the only thing they tell me is this, right? They don't say the Lord. They said, you can bring up the first time they say that, oh, that story fits us. That story fits us. It fits us, right? We the people and all this other. Well, so it also fits the Ethiopians, the Cushites, and it also fits the Kemetics. And then we got a proclamation directly from God himself, so saith the Lord, that this is what's going to happen to you. So who are they really talking about? And if y'all came into Egypt at 70 and left at 700,000, how many of y'all were actually Hebrews? Y'all were Egyptians converts as Hebrews. So then he's still talking about us. He's not talking about you. And I don't believe none of it, but I can argue it from your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So deal with that. Since they don't deal with Chris no more, and I'm tired of trying to be civil and nice to their ass because you just don't get nowhere. So I might as well just start shit. They talk about you any goddamn way. So fuck it. Where the lighter fluid at?
Yep. Up. Burn these niggas up, Heru. Burn these niggas up.
Yeah.
I was burning the Chachis this week too. Yeah. The Chachis been getting it.
Who?
I'm like, yeah. The Chachis, the guy, the damn Puerto Ricans and shit. Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans and shit. I be getting Israelites. I be getting their damn asses and shit. I been getting them good. One of them called Jeremiah Judah a Canaanite dog. That's last nigga. Like
that's Jose. Ain't that Jose Barres or some shit like that?
Yeah. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yup. Hold on. And Jeremiah talk all that shit all day. All that rowdy shit. Walk around with a damn table leg and shit. And he gonna let that motherfucker call him a goddamn nigga. I couldn't believe that shit, yo. I had to jump in that shit.
I saw that. I saw that. You said, him calling your dog is a code for nigga.
Yeah, it is. And what man gonna let another man call him a damn dog?
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, this is how crazy it is. Then somebody goes to scripture and defends the dude, or he goes to scripture. No, he goes to scripture and say, how is that racist? Didn't Jesus call that woman a dog?
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Yep. Textbook shit. I did that shit 20 years ago. I would have had that same answer 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been saying that the same way he said it too. The same exact way he said it. The same exact way, word for word.
Yeah. So didn't Jesus call y'all sister nigga? Y'all ain't mad.
Yup. That's what he was saying.
Right.
And call me a lie down too. The goddamn One West tell you that Jesus is racist and God is racist.
Oh.
They'll tell you that in a second.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about. These internet Israelites and shit.
Mm-hmm.
These internet Israelites. They don't be knowing what's up. Like,
there you go.
They don't be knowing, like, nigga, God racist. Nigga.
The day of the internet. The day of the internet Israelites. You call them the eyes. That's what we start calling them, motherfuckers. The eye.
Yeah, the eyes. Yo, that's a good name for them.
Oh,
yup.
Attacking the motherfucking eyes.
Yup. Like, yo, that nigga's an eye, yo.
Hey, burn all their ass up. Burn all their ass.
Yeah, and they got eye.
You're right. Most of them ain't never been in a camp. Most of them just heard about it.
Yeah.
Somebody told them that they was Israelite. They felt bad about themselves because the world was kicking their ass. They ain't in the right position they wanted to be in. They saw the oppression, atrocities, and shit that's happened to our people and say, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I need something to believe in.
Like being a Muslim, you ain't never been in the mosque.
Yeah.
Or a Christian, you ain't never been in the church.
Yeah.
Like being a Christian, never been in the church.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I would say even the people that for Kemetic spirituality, or they call themselves Kemites, right? Yeah. Now, like I said, I'm a person believing equal weight, equal measure. Now, for me, I have the opportunity to be initiated and to become a priest and study under someone. So I'm actually in the process or being led to or being advised in the Kemetic spirituality and tradition as I'm learning. Yeah. So I do have a association or a slight association with a temple or a priest or so forth that I can move forward with while I'm studying. You know, but yeah, there's a lot of people the same thing. People, you know, ain't really getting studied under nobody, and they're calling themselves certain things. In the street in Chicago, we called it false flagging.
Yup. Well, fuck the eyes. Yo, that shit is dope, yo. I'm gonna wear that shit out. Attacking the eyes.
Attacking the motherfucking eye.
You remember what was that movie, yo, that had the iron eyes? There was like these Rasta eyeballs. They're like these bloodshot Rasta eyeballs. Like they're like a big like character. They were called the iron eyes. And it was talking Jamaican. There was eyeballs that talked Jamaican.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, they had dreadlocks. Oh. There was a movie that came out like in the 90s, I think, and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker's called the Iron Eyes. Yep. It was little Rasta eyeballs with legs. Well, we just had machine guns and shit too. They had back tens spraying niggas up. Yup. Negi Sprayfield about to come by.
Oh, is it?
Yup.
What's up, Negi?
Yup.
What happened? What's up with Willy, man? I ain't heard from Willy in a minute.
I know, right? Willy Gritts be bullshitting. He be getting on my nerves with that shit. He be bullshitting sometimes. Let's see if I can get Willy Gritts. That'd be good if we get Willy Gritts. And Negi all on the same thing and shit. But nah, me and Negi's been having some good builds and stuff over here on this channel.
Oh, okay.
Like real talk.
What is Negi? Is
Negi an
Israelite?
Yeah, I guess he considers himself a Hebrew Israelite clinger. So Judah Nazareth teach that Hebrew Israelites, Edomites can't be Israelites, but they can cling to Israelites.
Oh, gotcha.
So, like, know what I mean? They can't do none of the stuff, but they had Negi reading the other day, though. But they were saying Negi supposed to read and none of that shit. He can't teach or nothing. All he could do was just sit there and listen. There you go. I think he's on now.
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to drop in and see what's going on.
Yeah, right on.
So,
Negi Spring in
so
the building, people.
what's up, Negi? So, Killah explain to me
Not much.
or your status is a Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah, we were just talking about that before you came out. I'll tell them how you're a Hebrew Israelite. You consider yourself a Hebrew Israelite clinger. Right?
Oh, for the most part, yes, that would be correct.
Yeah. So I was telling how like Judah Nazareth teach that like you're not allowed to teach or like read the scriptures to other brother Israelites and all that shit. So basically just do everything, but like you ain't supposed to reap no benefits.
Well, the thing is, I agree with him that I shouldn't be teaching per se, but I don't think I can't, go on my channel and make videos. If people want to watch that aren't Israelites, that's actually ideal. But if Israelites come to my channel, I'm not going to be teaching them. Pretty much the ones that are coming to my channel are just coming because they saw me say something on another channel, and they're coming to see what I'm about, what I believe in. So pretty much I'm not teaching them, and most of them are coming with an antagonistic mindset. So they're pretty much,
Right.
I'm getting so many views from basically GMS only.
Yeah, they're gonna be on you. They're gonna make sure they keep an eye on your ass.
I'm doing this on purpose because it's really funny. These guys have no idea how the internet works. Like, for example, they don't know what trolling is. So if I come on, if I go on Tahar's channel and I say something like, blah blah blah, it doesn't matter what I say. I just say something. If I leave a video link, a whole bunch of people are going to come around and hit it because a whole bunch of people watch Tahar. So I just got a shit ton of views.
Yep. That's how it works. They're fucking with them motherfuckers.
So if you want to do something just like that, I would recommend anyone who would be jumped like that, go ahead and do it. You'll get so many views, even if people are attacking you.
Interaction, that would bring like the views and stuff. Interaction.
Yes.
That's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like, ha 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 ha, I'm gonna get everything and shit and not like share nothing with nobody. Like, you know what I mean? You go to other channels like their pages and like talk on their comment boards and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it's supposed to be about. It's a community. Not supposed to just be trying to get everything from a motherfucker.
Yeah, and that goes for even people you don't like. Like, for example, I know you don't like me very much, but I'll still come around and say what's up.
He's one of my favorite tour dice and shit. I ain't gonna say that shit. I talk some shit to your ass though. I'll talk some shit to your ass.
Yeah.
No, don't think I like that shit. You already do. Like I said, you know how to like. No matter what the situation, that's what I observed with you. No matter what situation, like you give people at least the common courtesy of talking to the people like they people.
I do try. I mean, I don't claim to be better than anyone, but I do try to do that.
Yeah, like, but so I see some people take you to that point, and I see you get to your threshold and shit. I seen that shit before. That shit crazy.
Yeah. Usually it's for a good reason. Usually it's for a good reason too. So it's like
it'd be for a good reason. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like they really have to like get you there and shit. Like, you know what I mean? But I thought I'd never see it. That shit was funny as hell and shit. I was like, oh shit. Damn.
So here's a question, Negi. So you have an association. There's certain things you can't do. So do they tie you in to the 12 chart or the 12 tribe chart?
No. I'm considered Edom.
Well, okay. So you're Edom, right? So, but okay. So as far as in when we go to, so if here's what I find. I'm just thinking about genealogy, right? If you believe in the creation story, and then you go with Noah, right? Noah only had 3 sons, and those 3 sons had children, and those children had children, had children, children, right? So it still ties back to Noah. So how could you not be as far as in blood or into a tribe? How does that work?
I think it has to do with because they're actually the separation is where you get to Jacob and Esau, because those two people had 2 different nations spring from them. So that's pretty much where the divide happens. Even if they go back to Noah, ultimately it goes back to Jacob and Esau, because that's the struggle that most camps will see it as. So it's really hard to explain. It's more like a more complex mythology. Even though I'm sure those were 2 real people, it really represents a whole struggle. That's what it's really all about.
And I get that. I get that point. But what I'm saying is this: did Jacob and Esau have the same? We know they had the same mother because they had to come out of the same womb. And based on it, one had the other leg, and the other one had a red pelt or a coat on them, and so forth, right? But they both had the same father. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the 2 nations that you have between these 2 brothers will only be that of either a political or social political or of a tribal type of thing. It wouldn't be anything that it would be biologically or genetically different. Would you say that was
Yes, that's correct. And
right?
ultimately what happened is it was a social thing, because you hear 2 nations are struggling in your womb, and those 2 nations were those 2 people.
Okay. So Esau is cut off from the tribe, not because of blood or genealogy, but mainly because of tiff. Something happened where now it's like being disowned from your family.
Yes.
And you're no longer part of the family.
The thing with Esau is the camps make a bigger deal of it, because at the time that they came up, they were having this whole black nationalism thing, and they kind of joined that to the Hebrew thing. So because of that, they tried to come up with a way to make the white man the ultimate bad guy. I mean, it's not to say the white man isn't an evil, wicked, people, because he is. If you look at history, who's the one who's basically beating up everyone? And I mean everyone, from the Native Americans to even the so-called black people.
Yeah. Now
they're all getting whipped by the white man.
Yeah. Now here's something, right? And I'm with you, and I'm just playing devil's advocate because I just want to have some fun with this.
Ha.
Right.
I know.
Right. No, not this. I could go devil's advocate and say that if you want to call white man history has only been about 2,000 years, right? That's about it. If you want to claim that, or if you, not even that, you can't even claim that, because that would be the birth of 2,000 years would be what they consider the birth of Jesus Christ. So we would have to go into at least, about 2,000 years, because you're talking about Greek, Rome, then the Muslims, and then we have to really start talking about the first time of globalization, which would be 1492. So from 1492 to the 2000s right here, we'll say 600 something years. It's actually expansion. But before then, who was doing all the damage around the world? So if you look at it, the white man's damage is only a speck in the eye of history. So who was the devil before him?
That is a good question, but ultimately, what it goes. Ultimately,
you might convert Negi ass with that shit tonight.
They're really no. I don't think I'm going to change my mind on this, but I guess what it amounts to is you could have somebody always be the bad guy no matter what.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Yeah. And that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, because the whole thing too with Negi, they saying Negi's not an Israelite, but they can't prove that he's not an Israelite.
Yes, it's a very sticky thing because not only is it not a skin color thing, it's a thing that goes by how you move, how you think, because that's what the word spirit ultimately means. It means how you think. So if I'm thinking like an Israelite, then how are they going to say that I'm, a heathen? How are they going to call me a heathen in that way?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I see. Cause this is some Israelite shit. This is some Israelite cult shit. I'm just gonna keep that shit 100. I ain't gonna lie. And what you said is some old school Israelite cult shit. The shit that
I know it's a snake move, but the thing is, it's a snake move that kind of, in a way, no one would believe me if I said that because many people have a different cultish mindset.
Yeah.
And that cultish mindset is my skin color is my identity.
Yeah. Yep.
And ultimately, that's the one that's the one that makes people feel good because people who have been told that because they're dark skinned that they're no good, they're gonna appeal. It's gonna appeal to them because they're thinking, yes, I finally found something that makes me feel like I'm actually something.
But Negi, that came about at a time where they were trying to give Black people an identity other than former slaves.
Exactly.
So they did a lot of stuff and they exaggerated a lot of shit too at the same time. And Hebrew Israelites, the Nation of Islam, and other shit, type of cults and all types of shit, all sprung off of that like Black Power, like 60s civil rights like era.
Yes.
Where all the Black people.
You also can't forget the 5%ers who came out of the Nation of Islam.
Yeah. And they're all right around the corner from each other in Harlem.
Yes, that's true.
They're all right around the corner from each other. Yep. I know where the 5% is in Harlem.
Yeah, I read a book about them. It's funny. The guy who started it was originally a really dedicated member of the Nation of Islam.
Yep.
And it's hard to tell what made him decide to leave, but for some reason he decided to just leave the Nation of Islam and start his own thing.
Right. Yep.
Didn't the guy leave? The guy who started the 5% Nation, didn't he leave after Elijah died? And then I think his son had it, and then the nation kind of broke up.
I think you're right. That might have been the reason.
Mm-hmm.
You might be right. You might be right on that. I did know. I forgot, but it was Clarence.
Was it Wallace Muhammad, his son? I might have them.
Yeah, Wallace Muhammad.
And they just felt like he was going off of the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, and that's when they broke up. And Farrakhan even left. Farrakhan even left for a while, and then he came back. He left the nation, and then he came
right.
The nation.
And you know what's crazy about that dude is he brought in Scientology.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He made all those guys take Scientology auditing courses.
Because he doing that shit, so when the motherfucker try to leave, he gonna fucking do a Judah Nazareth and shit.
Well, I wouldn't go and say that, but he would pull out all the records from their auditing, which is pretty much like blackmail material.
Exactly. I said.
That's the truth. That's what Scientology does. They keep all these records. Like when you're holding these things that are almost like a primitive lie detector, and they ask you questions like, "Have you ever betrayed your superiors?" And they see how the needle on the thing moves, and based on the movement, they can tell if you're telling the truth or a lie or whatever, according to their messed up beliefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
But I gotta say emphatically, just for the record, I don't agree with that little statement about Judah. But
But yeah, yo, that shit crazy though. That shit is crazy. Yo, that was exactly what they doing, and the people are still in that shit. The people are still in that shit, and they know as soon as they leave, the niggas gonna pull out all types of crazy shit out of their ass.
And you know what's crazy about those guys is that many of them are big name celebrities. So the ones that joined that, you know, got all the attention from Scientology, you know, members as like big name celebrities because they were big name celebrities. The ones that, there's a great book if you ever want to read it about L. Ron Hubbard. It's called Barefaced Messiah. It's online. You can find it. And it's one of the best books about his actual life versus the whole myth that Scientology has pushed. And I wouldn't bring this up if it wasn't, you know, worthwhile. But there was another guy who was associated with L. Ron Hubbard, and he's a well-known cult leader as well.
Oh, okay. We got Willy Gritts up out here and shit.
Yes, I just saw him join. How you doing, Willie?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you?
I'm good. I was just about to talk about another well-known cult member that was they also ran in the same circles as L. Ron Hubbard because Scientology came up. You interested?
Yeah, that's why I came on. The thing that they were sitting there, they sit there and to find out if you're sitting there telling the truth. It wasn't actually a truth meter. It looks like two cans with a wire in between.
It's called an E. Yeah, it's called an E meter. Yes, I know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, when you talk, make sure you get your facts right.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Calm down.
No, but you didn't say that.
Okay, my bad.
You know what I mean? So like, and it doesn't tell you that. It just recognizes that you a thought has been registered in your head that you actually
it's called it's called an engram in the literature. I know, I've read it. In fact, that's one of the things that there was a book he wrote called Dianetics. L. Ron Hubbard wrote it, and it was the basis for Scientology before he found out that, you know, people had past lives that they could, recount. But
yeah, that was big back in the day. Dianetics.
Yeah, it was.
Dianetics. That shit was all over TV and shit.
But here's the crazy thing that I was about to talk about. You guys know that I was big into that Aleister Crowley stuff?
Yeah.
Well, L. Ron Hubbard and Aleister Crowley ran into each other. They didn't ever meet in person, but they knew of each other.
He was
influenced. And then there was the guy named Jack Parsons, who was a NASA scientist, but also a member of the Ordo Templi Orientis. And Jack Parsons and Hubbard met each other, and they actually did a lot together. One of the things they tried to do is they tried to give birth to the Antichrist.
Oh shit! Well, hot damn!
It was called the Babylon. It was called the Babylon Working, and it had even Aleister Crowley thought they were nuts. They thought they were crazy because they were trying to impregnate a woman and have the child become something called a moon child, which is basically the Antichrist.
Oh, so basically, like these niggas was like doing some ritual, like with the time and all that shit, like make sure the kid born on a certain day, type shit like that.
Yeah, it's these crackers.
Yo, but check this out though. Know what I learned too? You ever heard of Pascal Randolph?
Mm-hmm.
They said that even Crowley and basically Pascal Randolph is responsible for bringing occult science and like that whole like esoteric knowledge stuff to the Americans. They said he was like a speechwriter for Lincoln or something like that too. That I heard. I haven't found that much information on him. He got a couple of books that you can listen to, like on YouTube.
Okay. Because there was a bunch of weird groups that came to America, even with the Pilgrims. You'd be
He
very.
started the Rosicrucians order in America.
Yeah, the Rosicrucians came here with the Pilgrims, and they even had their own county in Pennsylvania called Shalom County. So many people who say that there's no such thing as, if you say Shalom, you're saying something incorrect. Well, apparently, even in those times, people were looking at a different way of speaking the language. So it's very interesting.
This is a side note too, that Shalom, that's a modern way of saying shalom.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Hebrew way. Like the Chaldean is shalom.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you hear Eugenics, like as they say shalom, they don't be saying shalom. They don't put that O up in that moment.
Shalom is the new one, or the one that's the oldest, because if you look at the letters, it actually does look like that. But there is a vowel in there, but I'm a linguist nerd, so that's my thing. So.
Yep. But yeah, man, fucking that dynamic shit. Like a lot of that shit is. I was talking about the thing I did with on the founders of the Hebrew Israelite groups and stuff. How they're all like occultists and stuff. They was into like esoteric stuff. Mm-hmm. They kept that shit on the DL.
Yeah, they are. Many of them were Rosicrucians and Jesuits, and if you know anything about the Jesuits, that's a way you actually can learn a very efficient magic system.
I don't think no damn niggas was no goddamn Jesuits though. There was no niggas, no Hebrew Israelite.
I don't. The thing is, I wouldn't put it past them. I think some might have learned things, because the book that you use is called Spiritual Exercises, and you don't have to join the order to use that. You can actually read the book, do what it says, and pretty much you can learn how to do a whole bunch of stuff from that.
What do you think about African spiritual systems, like West African spiritual systems, like you say, and Western like esoteric like type of shit? Like,
well, I've read quite a bit about things like Santeria, and of course you have Voodoo in Haiti, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff in Brazil. There's like a ton. It could be called Macumba in Brazil, Candomblé, things like that. But yeah, it's interesting stuff. But there's like some aspects to it that I'm not 100% comfortable with, I guess you could say.
Yeah, there's some of the shit. It sounds cultish too. Like
because even though it's not like tightly controlled cult stuff, there's still some groups that will make it into cult stuff.
Yeah, like they be in a little village or something and shit. And them niggas just getting these poor people. Like just taking all they got there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's true that's true with voodoo.
Oh. What about Palo Ambe?
Oh, you mean Palo Mayombe? Yeah, I've heard of that too.
Yeah,
it's what they do is they go and they take stuff that would be considered really dirty or nasty in Santeria, and they put it in this thing called a cauldron or a prenda or a inganga.
Prenda.
And then they put a spirit in this thing. So when they want to do something with the spirit, they just feed it like blood. Like they'll take a rooster, they'll slit its throat, and they'll have the blood drip into it to feed it. And this thing looks nasty after a while.
Yeah. Oh, that shit is
the ones that are even scarier are the ones who don't use anything like Catholic, items or holy water or nothing. Right. They just use African stuff.
So that's what I've been studying, like the origins of that stuff, and like trying to see the simplest form of where it came about. Like, for instance, say like with voodoo, right? And like how they spit rum. They spray rum to wake up the spirits or whatever, like on the statues or whatever they're dealing with, right? And cigars, it's like, oh, this guy likes cigars and rum. Like shit.
What they do is they'll take
this shit all the time. White men put that shit.
Yeah, you know it's kind of funny though. they actually take like a pointy thing and they'll draw a pattern in the dirt, and then they'll fill the pattern in with like cornmeal. So what they'll do with that is they'll use that to make the loa appear if they're trying to call up a certain loa. But what happens is they'll call up all of them usually, and then the ones that appear are usually the ones that randomly appear.
That shit crazy.
Of course, it's complete. It's nuts. I mean, I'm not saying it isn't nuts. It's completely insane. But basically, you also have that, and then you have like hoodoo, which is a less organized version. Like, for example, they'll use the Bible. Like, you probably heard of this. They'll use the Psalms to do magic.
It's like a thing. Yeah, then you saw. Yeah. You see my videos, Negi Springfield. You see my videos.
Yeah, I've also read about it. But yeah,
6 Book of Moses and shit. Got all that stuff. The Psalm spells. That what Judah was trying to use for Psalms. Was Psalms 19? He ran the curses.
Yeah, 119 has curses in it that you can use against people, but
that's right in that book he got. Right in that damn book. That 6 and 7 Book of Moses.
Well, the funny thing is, if you read the description of it, it sounds pretty crazy. Like if you read the different things it says, like may his children become orphans and all this other stuff.
Crazy. I did a video and I showed the dude. He was a tata in with a poly mayombe and stuff, and he was showing like the books, some books that he had, and he had the 6 and 7 Book of Moses, and he went through the whole thing. He went through the whole book and explained like every spell that was in there.
But what's the difference? What's the difference with the cults as far as in sacrificing the chicken and spreading his blood on a whatever compared to cutting up a lamb and putting his blood on the altar?
Well, the difference is in the African religions, the common theme is that there's an energy from the animal that is used by the spirits. In Santeria, they call it Ashe or Ache, and that's the spiritual force that the Orisha use in order to manifest. So if you're going to do something big, you need something with a lot of Ache.
Right, but I'm saying as far as the spiritual systems, at this point we're just talking about functions or components within the system, as far as in how to reach the celestial or the gods or whatever. But both of them, whether you're cutting up a slicing a lamb on an altar or you're cutting up a chicken or whatever, is still a spiritual. Based on the definition of cult, it's still a spiritual system or a system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object. So they will all be cults.
Yes.
Based on that, regardless of
in a very strict sense, that's correct. The modern definition of cult as a dangerous group or religion is a new one.
Yeah, like when I say cult, I mean it in as motherfuckers and shit is trying to manipulate people and shit for their personal gain.
Yes, he's talking about a manipulative group of individuals. Mostly it's a religious group, but it's, manipulative. And people's definition may vary. But because I've done a lot of cult research, I know the mainstream definition of a cult. So,
which would be, again?
Which would be what I was saying, just a group that is either tightly controlling or dangerously manipulative, and it usually has the characteristics of a religion.
Wouldn't that be the Catholic faith or Christian faith?
Yes. If you consider it in that sense, it is, but to the adherents, it's not.
Well, based on your definition, say your definition again.
But the Catholic Church won't if you leave.
Well, I'm saying, based on his definition, he said tightly controlled, manipulative, based on the religion, that would fit.
I would have to agree with you, because I'm not a big fan of the Catholic Church, obviously.
Well, I said Catholic, Christian. I mean, that would all still fit. Even if you say Hebrew, based on the rules and regulations of the Hebrew faith and the religion aspect of it, that would be anytime where would you say anytime where you could stone a person, not now, but it's still part of the law, you could consider stone a person for not being a virgin or for doing certain things. The Hebrew faith would be considered a tightly controlled group. I am not going to say manipulative, although one can consider manipulative based on they say you do the law, statutes, commandments, and you do precept by precept and so forth. And if you don't do this, then you're going to hell, you won't see God, whatever. Those things can be manipulative. But I'm saying that, would you consider, in all fairness, that all religion, organized religious systems are a form of a cult, but some might be less dangerous than others?
I would say yes. And, the funny thing about that is when people say that, sometimes you have to wonder what they're coming from, because sometimes I've heard Kemetic people say that, and then they'll bring something from the very back, like, they'll say something that basically shows that they also could fit that definition too. So
yeah, hey, I'm not arguing with you. I mean, I'm not involved in one of those groups, but I'm sure that if there's a group that's out there and you might know of one, or somebody might know of one, where you're manipulating or tightly controlling a group of people.
And what's really funny about that is the really funny thing is the people who usually say the most about organized religion, and then they'll say something that'll have you go, wait a minute, what you're saying constitutes organized religion, even if you're not saying it in the exact same way.
Yep.
Well, and like I said, that's why I said less dangerous than.
Of course.
And I'm saying any organized form of religion, and only thing that I can say, which I think is probably of some detriment to the Kemetic community, is less less of organization, or conformity, or however that word you would say, into a group. It's not as tightly organized or regulated as other religions, like say even like the Hebrew faith, the Muslims, the Moors, which I think, as far as the community, hurts the organization or the spiritual.
Yeah, because if you can have groups that actually believe in the gods of Egypt, and then you have people who say they're just like forces of nature, like not even literal gods, but just ideas, then you're gonna have a problem, because one will go from one side that believes in them, and the one that doesn't will be like, they won't be able to talk about things beyond a certain level.
But I think you guys are missing one valid point that Killah brought up, and the one valid point about a cult is, if you leave whatever organization that you're a part of, you're going to get repercussions against you for doing that, like in Scientology, or whatever other cult following that you had. When you left, some type of physical harm is going to happen to you for leaving this organization.
And the funny thing is, in many instances, groups that do that usually are tied into more shadowy entities, I guess you could say, because that sounds very much so like that. And I don't want to use the whole Illuminati trope, but that almost sounds like it.
I mean, well, the Illuminati, that's just a conspiracy.
I was going to retract that statement, but y'all was talking and stuff. I didn't want to jump in, but as soon as I was going to retract it, Willie spoke up. I was going to retract that statement because, like I said about the Catholic Church and stuff, like they don't go after you when you leave. But it's still set up, but it's more of like a subtle. It's a cult, but like you know what I mean. They're not going after you, but it's an already established setup thing. They don't gotta solicit. Like, you know what I mean? Like people just go. Like, you know what I mean? People just go there. Like they been going there. Their mama and their daddy, their granddaddy, and everybody been going there. So that's where they go. Know what I mean? But and it don't break them to do it, and like it's not a burden on their lives or anything like that. Like, know what I'm saying? Like these niggas like drag your ass in the dirt.
Yeah, because you left.
You know, they have you giving rides to people and shit to camp. Like, you know what I mean? Like overpacking your car. Don't worry about it, brother. The Most High be with you. Want you to break the law for shit. Don't worry, the Most High be with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? All types of crazy stuff. Like,
well, based on that definition, or just or the premises, I would say that the Amish, they even their own people who escaped that community have said that about them. They fear for their lives and all kind of crazy shit. You know, the women just you keep getting pregnant, and that's what they were there for, and how they did all these just vile acts and even illegal acts within the community. So,
have you ever heard of the Nation of Yahweh?
Yup, another freak show.
There's a guy who used to be a member of that group, and what's funny is now he doesn't believe in the Bible at all.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Like in a sense, you could see that this guy has completely had that anything that would make him want to go to that is now gone. It's just, you know.
Oh.
Which is unfortunate because at one time he had a nationality, but now he doesn't.
What about the Negi? You ever see the Israelite dude that could call UFOs?
Oh yes, I saw that. It was pretty funny because I looked that guy up on Judah's on Facebook, and I saw some of Judah's old posts. That had me rolling because one of them was you bring the rope, I'll bring the chair.
Oh shit!
Judah gets down hard sometimes. I'm like,
that was fucked up though. What he said to that brother though, that was fucked up. And that's somebody that he brought to his house and shit like that. That dude Devin. That's who he was talking about, yo. That shit's fucked up.
Oh, I was talking about the guy that called down UFOs because he was referring to that guy.
Oh, you say Judah say get the rope.
Yeah, because the guy that can call down UFOs said something about how it's not wrong to be gay or something, and I guess that pissed off some people. Judah, one of them, but it was pretty funny though because
wonder why he caught that comment. But anyway, go ahead.
It was just funny to read that. What's the name of that guy who called on UFOs? I have it on the tip.
I did a show and I showed it. I did a show. One of my shows, I showed it. I forgot the dude's name. He died though.
Oh, but his name isn't it Prophet Yahweh?
It might be. You might be right. You might be right.
But that's really weird because I saw that guy on a Google search for something, but yeah. But it's been fun. I really don't have a whole lot to talk about with you guys. I'll let you guys go.
Thanks for coming around. Yeah. Basil wants to talk about something. Basil said,
"Oh, in the chat."
Yeah, Basil. I told him to get in. He said that he's got to update his app.
Thanks, for coming on. Appreciate it.
He said, let's talk about black babies, abortions since 1970. Let's talk about our own people. 20 million black babies aborted since then. Then he says, we commit genocide, but speak on everyone else, but ourselves as thou we're holier than thou.
What would be going on if they was all alive?
Huh?
What would be going on if they was all alive? We got one.
Oh yeah.
You got the link in the goddamn chat. All you gotta do is hit the damn button.
Yeah, he said he has to update his Hangout in the App Store.
You could have been done that shit. all that shit talking you do out this way, you could have did that damn shit. I gotta get out Basil ass and shit. He be all in the chat and shit, having his own show going on. Yo, I be having a sub show in my chat and shit. He be having his own
sub show.
Yup.
Yeah.
Even if he got to talk to himself like I do and shit, sometimes I like this shit. He be right there and shit.
Yeah.
Comment board be filled up. He be dropping some shit though.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? He's talking about self-genocide. Now, to a point, you know, I can agree, I can walk with Basil, but to another point and degree, there's more things involved in this so-called self-genocide that he is proclaiming in the Black community. Yeah. So when you talk about 1970, you have to use, and I'm glad to use the date of 1970, you have to see what was going on in 1970 as in today. Then you have to look at what was going on before 1970 or leading up to 1970 and then going forward. Now, it wasn't just like Black people running around having kids and running to the abortion clinic for no apparent reason. I mean, that didn't happen. But you do see an increase of, or even documentations as far as in population control. And I won't even go into the conspiracy theory on that, but I will go into the economic and the political social situation that Black people were having, and the increase of wealth for others and the stagnant wealth for the Black communities with redlining. You have overpopulation, crowdedness, poverty, and you have lack of resources while people are still having babies. And then you have a government come in and start bringing in Planned Parenthood during this time. It was a big push. At this point in time, before 1970, Black people, the people that was having the most abortions were white people. It wasn't Blacks. But then you started to see.
How about that? More white people have.
Yeah, they had the most abortions.
And white people are having the most abortions today.
Yeah. So then you start seeing these Planned Parenthoods being put into the Black communities, and under eugenics, it was eugenics, and then it went to Planned Parenthood, and you start seeing this. Now, a person with low resources and just
eugenics wasn't that eugenics was more. I agree with you that eugenics was abortion, but at the time that eugenics was it was to depopulate the ill-enfranchised white population.
Okay, so before 1970, when you start talking about eugenics, you start talking about Margaret Sanger, who was one of the heads of the eugenics community. In her statement, she talked about the feeble-minded, and not only the feeble-minded, but those of the lesser race who were not fit for breeding. When she started talking about that, she was talking about the Black community and those abortion rates. In her thing, when she started talking about it was a race, more of a race. In her documents, she was talking about, in an article, she was talking about the Black race. And not saying that white people wasn't getting none, because they didn't want a lot of the white farmers and low poverty people to breed, because they thought they might have been of lower stock of the white race, but at least they were of higher stock than the Black race, and they weren't part of the Black race. So
I gotta disagree with that, because the states that allowed eugenics to happen, and Connecticut was one of them, the dominant race in those states were white, and the reason for it was for people with money, and in those states, the people with money were the white people, and it was initially to breed for one high power family to another, to breed together and to discriminate, to disgrade the like if you had if a baby was born with a disease, that gene, that family would no longer be able to have babies. If you got raped, if a woman got raped, from that baby and that woman, no babies can come out of that family.
Right, but right now what you're demonstrating is a singular, but not a racial aspect of eugenics. What you're talking about is bloodline, and
It was racial. It was racial.
Okay.
In retrospect, it was to breed from what they were thinking, how they were thinking. It was to breed. It was to breed a higher well-being white person.
Right. Well, a higher breeding white person was only to mate with a white person. That's when you start getting the nationality laws.
Yeah.
And saying that they weren't to breed. But the position of Margaret Sanger, and I can't think, and Dawkins, who was part of the eugenics movement, was a pure race. And they felt in their documentation or in the documents, they stated that the black people should not be allowed to breed, and it should be monitored. They also went to the point that during the 1960s or actually even before then, I would say 1940s, 50s, and 60s, that they started to kick the black males out of the apartment, out of the homes if they didn't have a job. And then if a woman wanted to get onto any financial aid or financial assistance, they had to agree to have a hysterectomy. This was some of the things, and Margaret Sanger says it in her videos. If you Google Margaret Sanger or YouTube Margaret Sanger, she says it. She openly talks about it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that they didn't want any of the so-called white trash not to breed. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that the eugenics movement into the black community, let me specify, into the black community, was to control the black population. And so what Basil was saying when he's talking about that, I'm saying it wasn't like black people just started just having abortions, because before then they weren't having large numbers of abortion. That wasn't it. And when you have people with with limited resources, confined or boundaries, and you start to you're still breeding. I mean, that part doesn't change. And someone gives you an opportunity or a way out to say, okay, well, what we can do is we can start you can start these abortion clinics, and if you don't want, they call it unwanted pregnancies. It no longer was abortion, because abortion used to be illegal. Abortion used to be illegal, and then they say, well, no, it's just not only if you get raped or whatever, or incest or something like that, you can just get an abortion if it's an unwanted pregnancy, because we start having a lot of dropped off kids, but what you got, kids left for adoption, abandoned children, which started creating the welfare system or the shelter homes for kids, which started out in the zoology. They started leaving kids in like animal shelters and shit. So I'm just saying that a system was created, to make a long story short. They were just making a system was created in the black communities that created this abortion rate of 20 million. It wasn't just like people just said, well, we just going to kill our offspring. We just don't want to have kids no more. Nowadays, I would say with the technology and the availability to resources and material that we have, some things you can't keep blaming on the fucking past. I will say that.
Yeah.
Some things, what I'm saying, yeah, that shit happened. It was a system. But now you have the information to know about the system, and you know what's going on, and you still doing the same shit. Then it gets like, okay, at what point do you take responsibility in spite of? He says women have abortions out of yeah. Women, I believe Basil said right. Basil say women have abortions out of convenience. No, women don't. Well, I would say that women have abortions as a contraceptive option nowadays because abortion is readily easy, right? You just go to the doctor's for $300 and you have it.
They don't even got to worry about that shit.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
for free, I think.
yeah. But here's the issue, though, right? You can't blame the women solely for abortions at a 98% rate without blaming the men. Because most women only have abortion, the majority of women only have abortion because they know that a man will not be around to take care of that child. The men aren't, it's casual sex. Both parties are responsible. One person has to deal with the repercussions once the man chooses not to engage or be part of that life again. So some earnest also has to be on the black man for the abortion rate of the black woman. You can't solely say that, oh, it's all her. As if she miraculously had a kid and then decided she didn't want it.
Yeah. Crazy.
So, hey, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now taking race out of it.
Yes.
Do you believe that abortion should be legal, or do you think abortion should be legal?
Man, that is, I'm gonna take the Parkway out of that one because it's a very hard subject to say because one, I'm not a woman, and two, I understand that it is a life, but I mean, what other alternative do you? I think that abortion should be illegal to a certain point in the pregnancy. Some people say when the heart beats. Okay, well, when the heart beats within the 4 to 6 weeks is just a little form of tissue. It has a heart, mind, nerve, synapses, spinal cords, lungs. None of that stuff is formed.
But people forget too that people have like a biblical insight towards it, but they gotta realize too that they had abortions and stuff like in biblical, like ancient times. They had drinks and teas that they would drink and shit so they could get pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah. It actually, I guess even what is it? I believe in Ecclesiastes 3:18, or maybe it's not Ecclesiastes, so I'm probably getting off. I'm not worried. But in the Bible, it talks about how if a man thought his woman was cheating, whether she was cheating or not, he would take her in front of the priest or something like that, and he would take some dirt or something like that and give it to her. And if her whatever came out, then she wasn't pregnant. If nothing happened, if she was pregnant. If she wasn't, then she wasn't pregnant. But what he was doing is giving her a liquid that was giving her an abortion. If she happened to be pregnant. So, Killah, you're right.
She knew what it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
It wasn't. I mean, abortion isn't, like I said, abortion isn't new. It's only magnified by the social situation that we're in today, in the social situation among race today. So, I mean, I would say that if people just having late abortions, like when the child has a brain, a feet, or stuff like that, no, there's no way you should be having an abortion. If you can't catch it within the first 3 weeks or whatever, then no, you shouldn't. Because conception, you could say, well, it could be on conception, but then people take the day after pill. So is the day after pill also abortion? It's aborting a fertilized egg if it's conception there. So we would have to reach a point in what do we consider too late? I don't even consider life. What point do we consider too late? And then you got to consider what about a person being raped? There was some news where a man who raped a girl went to court and got rights to see his kid.
Well,
What about incest? What about, you know, in the black communities, well, in the white community, whereas in the Arab in the community, Asian community, there's a big molestation thing going on amongst families or whatever.
Right.
So what happens when that child has a baby by her stepfather or some shit like that? Then what do you do?
Oh, that should be happening too.
You know, so I think, and I truly think that in order to have this conversation, you would need a panel mainly consistent of women to have this discussion.
How many people was butchered since when? 20 million since when? Since 75 or something, right?
Yeah, he said 20 million.
20 million. How many black people are in the United States now?
They say what, about 64 million?
64 million?
Oh, 64, 45 million, something like that? Yeah.
All right. That's a big jump right there. Since 75, so that should have been doubled. It'd have been double the niggas and shit.
Yeah. Well, you think about this, right? 20 million people since 1970, right? Let's say that each one of those kids, say half of those kids based on sex, because it's 50-50, could be girls. So that's 10 million, right? That's 20 million. 10 million. So 20 million at the age of 18. So it took 18 years, which would have been what, 1988. Each one of those people had kids, right? So we got another, and say they all could have at least one, a girl or boy, whatever. That's another 18 million. So from 2019 to 2070 to 1987 or 1980, right? We're talking about 36 million people. Now let's jump another 18 years from that time. And then we got to go twice because say they're on 18, so they have kids around 36. Each girl has about 2.5 kids. So now we got about 76 million people running around here.
Yep.
It's more complicated than what it is. You know what I'm saying?
We got another 60-something million nigglets running around and shit.
Did you just say nigglets? That's not exactly.
Yep.
The Hebrew population is getting out of control.
Yeah. Yo, they threatening motherfuckers and shit. That shit crazy, yo. You niggas is out their fucking mind.
What is bad, I'm gonna say it's the Hebrew population.
You see the news and shit, like you see that shit, they niggas be killing their wives and kids and brothers and shit. Like, niggas is fucking crazy. Niggas be wanting the cops to shoot them and fucking, like, there'll be all types of shit going on.
Yeah. That shit is, man. Yeah.
Zaria going to jail.
Yeah. To who? What'd you say?
Zaria. He's pleading guilty.
He's he did.
Yeah, he's pleading guilty.
To what? To raping that what's your name? Molestation of that niece?
Huh?
What he's going to jail?
Nah, that tax shit.
Oh man. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's better than molestation.
Niggas fucking up the goddamn nonprofit. They're taking all that goddamn money.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man.
Tights.
Non-profits is a trap. It's a trap.
But they were telling the members that they wasn't.
Huh?
They were telling the members that they wasn't, but they was. So they wasn't giving these people no receipts. You know, if you're a member of a church, you get your thing to give to you for your taxes. To get that all your tights taken out of your taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every church does that. They have to do that by law.
Yeah.
Oh, the Israelite camps, there's plenty of them out there that's doing it. That's why I said the Israelite camps.
Mm-hmm.
And Tazariot, Israel, God of Jesus Christ, whatever it was called, right?
Yeah.
They was telling the members that they don't have a 501c3 or like tax exempt status. They're telling the members that they got, it's called Tazadakia Detoxification Station. That's the name of the channel. And they give you all the latest shit on Tazadakia. They give you the whole scoop on that nigga.
Well, how is Tazariak going? But isn't he under General Yohana?
Nah. That's what General Yohana came out of. He came out of that school. That's the head school with Taz. Oh, you talking about Tazaria?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Tazadakia.
Oh, Tazaki going to jail. Okay, Tazaki going to jail. Okay.
That's Tazaria.
Okay. Yeah, let's clear that brother name. We all here saying this shit I'm saying this shit all wrong. So my apologies to Zaria for the record, man. I thought I heard something else. Hey, they be making videos on that shit. My brother Heru said Cesaria going to jail.
Yeah, fucking this nigga is shit, Jeremiah Judah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That dude's something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that nigga he going down. But they said he pleaded guilty, so all the truth will come out about the school. You know what I'm saying? If he took that shit to trial, you know what I mean? All the business will come out.
Yeah.
The money, where the money was going and everything will all come out.
Yeah. Man, I just went to court for that. As a witness, you know, they didn't call me a witness. They wanted me to be a witness, and I told them no, I didn't want to be a witness. But if they can subpoena you anyway, working for a nonprofit for a person who was doing child shelter, and you know, I really didn't see her doing anything like intentionally wrong. But you know how black people is, you know, she's trying to do the best she can, and she didn't get separate accounts. And so they got her for misappropriation of federal funds. And she got to go, what is it, 29 months in federal prison.
Ah, damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Ah, damn.
And, so no, man, people ain't playing with that damn 501c3 shit.
Yeah, that shit open book too. You're supposed to be able to look at their records.
Yeah.
Like public record. Like you can see all their financials.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? So I tell anybody, if you're not disciplined or smart with books or with doing records and keeping records and shit like that, don't get no 501c3. Your ass will end up in prison.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Real.
Yep. So no. Yeah, that shit's crazy, man. Yep. They wasn't telling the people, and they were saying we ain't got it. If you could prove it, put it on my desk.
Oh.
But that nigga said they had a van that like filled up with fucking garbage bags full of like envelopes with money in it.
What?
Said the van was full up, my nigga, like a passenger van, filled up. Like filled up.
Well, you know what? That's, I mean, that's what you just call. You can call it karma. You can call it whatever I can just call it bad business. Because if you understand because the thing is this, right? You don't understand a 501c3. You get it because you think you have all these tax exemptions. You ain't got to pay no fucking money. But if you look at the people who are the most successful, which are these big ass mega churches and Catholic churches that are 501c3s, and you learn how to run it like them, you'll be prosperous. You'll ball out. You'll have a lot of money. You have to be able to show documentation for expenses. And in the 501c3, your salary can be anything. So let's say that I have a salary, but it can't be what they call it. The word is, I guess, like exponential or something to that nature. But let's say I have a 501c3, right? And I'm the chief operating director of the 501c3 or this executive director. Yeah. And I'm paying myself 15 grand on a 501c3, and I'm getting say 20 or 25,000 or 20,000 from the federal government every month. And I want to pay myself, say 30 grand. I want to pay myself 15 grand. Or I say pay myself 10 grand, but I have the 501c3 pay for my house. I got an office in my house and I got expenses to pay for all that. And I pay myself 10 grand. Right? And then they can say, well, why is your salary so much? Well, you can say, well, other people in my position have a similar salary. Mine is actually lower than theirs. So if you have something to base it on, because they can't regulate what you pay, you just have to have justifications for what you pay. What they don't want to hear is no bullshit story about you don't have no records of why you didn't pay what you're supposed to pay. And that's how you get locked. That's how you get in trouble. And that's how the person I work for, that's how she got in trouble, is because, you know, first of all, her employees told on her, was like, oh, well, she ain't paying us, and the kids aren't eating. And I told them that shit didn't happen. The kids always ate. I said, what you want to eat and having nothing to eat is two different things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know it. I know that. I know the difference. Them not having nothing to eat never happened. And just because people complain, just like Marcus Garvey, just like a lot of other black people, your people will be people. Your people will be the ones who get you hung out to dry or hang you out to dry. It'll be them.
Yep. Sure enough.
They'll say the white man this, the white man that, but as soon as they want your ass out, the first place they go is to the white man.
Yeah.
That's even if we can go even biblically. It wasn't the fucking Pharisees who got Jesus. It was the fucking, hey, white dude. This dude over here acting some crazy shit. We can't really do nothing because our laws handle that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man. Oh man, I'm about to shut it down. We've been on shit. What, 3 hours?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
So we gotta find a target, somebody to actually get on, man.
Oh yeah, we got plenty.
Oh, hey, Willie, I got did you hear earlier what I said? I said I want to pick an argument with somebody. Did you hear that one?
Nah.
Oh, I said I would get on Monday, and I'm gonna say that I don't think the Bible states that the Hebrews, as far as the Hebrews aren't anything special as far as them being in North America, according to Scripture, and that they actually could be talking, or they could actually be talking about either the Cushites or the Kemites based on Scripture.
Huh?
Where's that? That's in the Bible?
Yeah. I just got one scripture that gives me an argument. Actually a pretty strong argument that would say that story does not just fit the Hebrews. As far as in that story, as far as in our situation, that don't only fit the Hebrews that's in the Bible. It could actually fit two other groups. And both of them are African.
There's a Hebrew Israelite group in Europe that's all white people, and they got a 12 tribes chart for white folks. Like, I think Malachi might be, or used to be, or something, or might at one time subscribe that, because he talks about that a lot too, how the Irish and stuff, how the Israelites are in Ireland. They called the Bet something. The other young guy, kid too, Yakwa, he knew about him, but I learned about him like years ago, like in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They got their own chart. It is like what you got, like the say for example, the Irish is like Issachar, the French is like Asher or something, like, you know what I mean? England is Judah. The same exact thing. Same exact thing.
Yeah. So as far as the Black Hebrew Israelites, or people who are the eyes, they say that they say, I know I am a Hebrew Israelite because who else is that story talking about? So I'm really referring to those people. Not exactly every Hebrew, but I'm just saying the people who use that claim as them being Hebrews that are in North America, North, South America, and so forth, based on just that one story. And in the Bible, I could say that they're not really, they're not really talking about you. They're talking about somebody else, and those people are African.
Yeah, that's what it be. Like, it's weird. Like, people used to say too, like, you can interpret the Bible any way you want. Like, I kind of see that shit now. Like, you really can. Like, you really can and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You really can.
Yeah. And I got a question, Willie. You can ask, because I was asking people on Judah's 7,000s thing, and I couldn't get an answer from anybody. What is the difference between somebody saying, well, Moses said X, Y, and Z, and if you do this, if you don't do this, then then this will happen to you. You'll have curses, and this will happen to your kids, and so forth, right? What's the difference of that? I guess I'm gonna call it proclamation by Moses compared to something written that says, "Thus saith the Lord." What's the difference in that when I read?
That's some voodoo shit, though.
Huh?
That's some voodoo shit, though.
Is voodoo?
Like, yeah, like that Arisha thing or something, or one of those religions, like, or maybe all of them. Like, once you join that shit, you ain't supposed to like fuck around, like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to keep like feeding the motherfucking those Orishas and shit. Like, if you don't, they just get mad and fuck you up. Like, you gotta do the motherfucker. You gotta keep feeding the motherfuckers, like people.
Yeah,
but
still, Willie. So what's the difference? And I'm just trying, because I don't know, because you have one person say, well, the Lord said, and this will happen X, Y, Z, compared to saying, thus saith the Lord. And I think I heard something like on Solomon one time, somebody was explaining it, and it was like saying one is actual commandment and the one is a law, or something like that, to that effect. Can you tell me the difference?
No. Because who powered Moses?
I don't know. Moses. I mean, you could say Yahweh did. Yes. So I'm saying, is there any difference from Moses saying, like he would say, the Lord gives you everything and this and that, and if you follow His laws, statutes, and commandments, you should be blessed and bountiful and so forth. But if you don't, then these curses and these things will happen to you, right? Compared to something saying, all this stuff is bad to you and will happen, and I will do this to you, thus saith the Lord. And then He lists a bunch of things. Is there a difference? Yes, no? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, no problem. Because I think, because on one time one of the brothers said there's a difference, but I don't know. That's what I'm trying to get clarification on that, but nobody wanted to answer the damn question.
Say the question again.
Is there a difference between someone saying something and then saying, okay, like, only way I can say is an example. Let's say Abraham said, if you do X, Y, and Z, then you will be blessed.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Compared to it say, don't do saith the Lord, I will do X, Y, and Z, this and that, and if you do this.
Yeah.
And if you don't do this, I will do this, thus saith the Lord. Is there a difference between the two statements? Because one is a direct statement from the Lord, and the other one is somebody who's saying the Lord will do this based on whatever the conversation that him and the Lord had.
I think when I get the question now. I get your question now. I think when it says "Thus said the Lord" is an actual direct quote with no interpretation.
Okay.
Instead of when Abraham sit there and say something as
like he paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing. Like Adam and Eve. You know what I mean? Take the story of Adam and Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Lord told Adam, the Lord told Adam what would happen, not to eat the apple. Da 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 da.
What Amber
Adam,
told your ass, Willy Gritts?
huh?
What Amber told your ass about that, Willy Gritts? You know what I'm talking about, though. Go ahead.
So Adam told Eve on what not to do, and Eve turned around and said and did it anyway. What the Lord told Adam, like, and when he told Eve, he didn't say, "Thus said the Lord." You know what I mean?
Right.
He just told her. He just reiterated what he said. Like he paraphrased, like Killah said. He just paraphrased what he said.
Okay.
I think when it says in the Bible, thus said the Lord, was an actual direct quote.
Yeah, that is ill, like how he's looking at it, though. Like, know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's almost like a fragment, like maybe somebody's writing something that they had proof of and then added on to that shit from what they heard.
Yeah.
Say like somebody, like, on some real shit, say like we know the Torah wasn't written until a certain time, right? But when it was written then, somebody only had a piece of what was written way before then, like his time. And then what he heard about the fragment that he found, just saying that shit happened. It's like, know what I mean? He added on to it and, know what I mean, made another manuscript. And that got passed on. You know what I mean? Not all the interpretation or whatever happened took place.
And the direct quote that he found or that he has, that's where thus came into play at.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So now, I mean, it makes more sense when it makes more sense when I'm reading instead, because I'm like, okay, well, what exactly is the difference between these two? Is it the same? Different, kind of different, kind of the same? But it makes sense. So.
So, you know what?
That's definitely something to look at.
Killah brought up a good point.
That's definitely something to look at. You can start a whole new thing off of that. Yep. Yeah, that is true though. Like, because a lot of people don't read things the way like it's supposed to be read, like grammatically or whatever you would call it.
Yo, Killah brought up a good point. Yo, brother Heru.
Yeah.
Is it Eve's fault that Adam ate the apple?
My connection getting weak, so keep it going if I go out.
Okay, so you say is
it Eve's fault that Adam ate the apple?
I will say no. And the reason why I would say that is
you talking about me?
You would, if you're going to blame Eve, you would have to blame God himself. And I say that is because he gave Adam free will. So you would have to hold Adam to his own actions. And if you blame Eve, then you have to blame God because God was the one who put the damn tree there in the first place and the serpent. You can't get around that. Either he has free will or he doesn't have free will. Because she didn't make him eat the apple. She presented him with a choice the same way the God or Yahweh presented him with a choice when he said, don't eat it, eat from everything else. Same choice. Different person presented it at different times, but same.
But he had the option to eat the apple before Eve had the thought in her head to eat the apple.
True.
He already had the thought of he could have already had the thought of to eat the apple.
Oh, true.
He did like how you said that he didn't do it until he was handed the apple.
Well, here's the thing though, whether she handed it to him or not, she only presented him with a choice to eat. He presented Adam. Okay, so you have, let's pick it up here, right? You have Yahweh and you have Eve. And Yahweh tells Adam not to eat. Eve tells him to eat. Both of those are options. And if you say Eve got him to eat based on her options or sales pitch or persuasion, then you would be indicting God less than Eve. You would have to leave it up as his free will, his choice. Otherwise, you don't incriminate, but you lessen God's power over woman. And therefore, you would be saying woman is the devil. It wasn't a serpent, it's actually woman herself.
Willy Gritts.
So now here's the question. Is the woman the devil?
Is the woman the devil? Well, if you want to say the woman's the devil, you would have to go based on definition of devil, which is deceiver. And you would have to put on, did he actually deceive Adam?
Willie, the black woman, the devil. Y'all heard it right here. We're trying to just push up. Burn them up. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.
Did Eve deceive him?
Yeah, Willy Gritts said it. Black woman.
No, Willy Gritts did not say that.
Willy Gritts said that. He's trying to get you in trouble, Willie.
Yeah, I see that.
He said you done heard it first. You done heard it first with China General. Willy Gritts said black woman is the devil.
Yeah, I put that shit out of the title and everything. Watch, I'm changing the title.
Hey, they gonna blow your shit up, boy. They gonna have to
Hell yeah.
But I would say,
go ahead, talk about that shit, Willy Gritts.
I would say, is the black woman the devil? I would say you would be indicting the black woman as the devil, which is already done in the Bible, but you would still have to prove how she deceived him. So whether the black woman is the devil or not is already an indictment, is indicted in the Bible itself. But whether that that accusation is proven or not is the question. Can it be proven that she actually deceived him?
You kind of could say she did because she bit the apple.
Well,
and handed it to him.
So where's the deception means to lie, to mislead. So biting the apple. Okay, so if we take biting the apple itself, the thing about the apple it depends on how you take of partaking or touching the apple. Because based on the Lord said that if you bite the apple, well, surely at that time, if you either touch it or eat it, you shall die. So if you take that at a certain perspective, you would say that if I touch this apple, then I will begin to die. If I ingest it by eating it, then it was like poison and I'll begin to die. That's how you would look at it, right? Because at this point, they already have options, or they already have a option in free will to eat from the tree of life. So the tree of life is separate from the tree of knowledge, which means they already have access, which means they can already live forever based on the story scenario. Now, once he partakes from it and she says, if we eat this, we won't surely die, but we'll live, we'll be like God, knowing the thing between good and evil, right? So when she bites that, at this point, before the Lord comes in, are they dying? No. It takes the Lord to condemn them, and even after the Lord condemns them, sentence them for their disobedience, the condemnation of death still has not been put on them. He condemns the serpent, snake, or whatever. He condemns Eve. He condemns Adam. And there's no condemnation of death at this point. The only condemnation comes after the fact. He already sentences it, and then he turns back and he talks to Elohim, and he says that men have become like us, knowing the good between good and evil. And if he shall take part of the fruit of the tree of life, then he shall live forever. And it wasn't until that point when he cut their access off from the tree of life where then they began to die, or they were sentenced to that death. So, was eating the apple the cause, the direct cause, not the indirect cause, but the direct cause of death? No, it was only the direct cause of eating the apple or the fruit was of knowledge. That was it. Them disobeying God and eating on the tree of life, for him not wanting to do that other stuff, the indirect cause of that, because he didn't want them to live forever and that he liked God, knowing between good and evil, was them being then shielded from the garden with the angel spinning in all different ways with a fiery sword, was their cause of death. So, where was the deception?
Mm.
Where was it?
I don't know. It was a rhetorical question. It was like it wasn't a
Yeah.
It was like a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
I want to know more about this black woman, the devil shit. That's what I want to know about.
Yeah, Willie, why you calling a black woman? What you gonna get off your chest talking about black women?
I didn't say anything about black women.
You said Eve was the devil. This shit. So the black woman, the devil is shit.
The black woman, the devil.
Goddamn devil.
Who said it? So hold on. So when did I say Eve was black?
Oh,
you know. Oh shit. Oh shit.
You heard it, you heard it second here on Willie said that Eve isn't black now.
Which one is general?
Which one general? Like subscribe. Black woman.
Is right. Word them up.
Make sure you hit that dislike button and tell them why you're mad.
The girl said a black woman, goddamn devil. Shit.
But yeah, but you know what? I wonder why they don't like. A lot of them don't like coming on your channel. They won't get on your channel because on those other platforms, man, all they do is yell, man. I'm not into that.
They scared to get up on my.
Yeah, like me and Willie might not agree on the story, but we can talk about it, even have fun about it, even have fun about it.
These niggas don't know how to talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they get all fucking. They want to have a battle as soon as they get up on this motherfucker. Yeah. I'm like, goddamn, nigga, like
talk about agents, nigga, you a faggot.
Yeah,
white nigga.
Yeah, then you a faggot.
Yeah, you a faggot. You an agent, nigga.
This is crazy, yo.
Yeah, I ain't got time for those silly shit like that, man. That's some just silly shit, dude. And everybody want to get at everybody. Have you noticed that? Everybody want to got a it's like hip hop all over again, like back in Tupac's era and shit. Back in Nas, like you just want to get at a motherfucker that got more clout than you. Oh man, I've been trying to get at this nigga Sinetta for I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? This nigga running from me. No, most niggas that's bigger than you ain't thinking about you. So therefore, the motherfucker, they not trying to, you know what I'm saying, holler at you because you ain't there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that somebody's running from you. It's just that you just not on their radar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like the motherfucker ain't go listen to everybody's demo tape. 50 Cent almost beat a motherfucker ass for that.
Yep.
Already. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. That don't mean they running from you.
Yep. Yeah, I'm making a new title and shit. Yeah. Now, nigga. Shit.
Well, hey, watch them numbers of views just blow up.
You talk about all types of shit tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Negi Sprayfield came through and shit. Met Willy Gritts. Willy Gritts is trying to get that nigga and shit. Tuesday, I was like, well, goddamn, nigga, calm down. Willy Gritts is ready to start some shit.
He said, calm down, nigga.
Willy Gritts came in like a fucking wrestler and shit. I was about to hear the motherfucking Hulk Hogan fucking song and shit.
He's stupid.
Y'all bust out the screen and shit. Yo, I said fucking nigga Springfield out this motherfucker. Shit. How many Israelites have two white people on their show at the same time?
Oh, no, hey,
goddamn killing me.
Man, Judy tried to get at you about that one time. Judy was like, "You got a white person on this platform?
You better not say nothing, cause he let the Chachi and shit call him a nigga." I wish he would. I wish the nigga would. I wish the nigga would. I wish the nigga would.
He said that nigga. He said they got white people on this platform. That nigga got a white people on this platform.
He got a dead Chachi and shit. Call him a nigga.
He said that nigga Chachi called him a nigga.
Yup. Straight up, right to his face. Ain't nobody say nothing. Ain't nobody say anything until I ethered that nigga and shit. And then niggas want to jump in and shit. Yeah, fuck that nigga. Jeremiah Judah and shit was like, that nigga came on my live stream and shit. That's how it started and shit. Jeremiah Judah was fucking with him. He said, you came on my live stream and shit. Like, you sniffed 10 grams of dope or fucking coke and shit. I said, shut up, nigga. You know you went in on that bag. You know you went in on that shit. That nigga be fucking be in the morning time. This nigga get a nice house and shit. Know that shit got central air and shit. That nigga up in there sweating and shit. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning and shit. This nigga in the living room marching and shit with a fucking table leg on his shoulder. Fuck, got a fucking table leg on his fucking shoulder. Marching back and forth in the living room and shit. I'm waiting for that nigga to break that big screen TV. I'm waiting for that shit. That shit gonna happen. That shit gonna happen. That shit gonna come. For sure. Yup.
This is funny as hell.
Yo, Judah can't say anything anyway, sitting there telling Negi that he gonna make it into heaven.
He gonna make it into where?
And make it into heaven.
They don't know if Negi could be an Israelite. Who said he ain't? You know what I'm saying?
Isn't it only supposed to be like 5,500 Israelites making it into heaven?
144,000. But then the other one's supposed to come behind them. The 144,000 are the elect.
What you say? They got Uber?
Yeah, right. It's the 144,000 is the elect. Then you got all the ones that fall under.
Okay, so let's
12,000 out of each tribe.
Okay, so you got 144,000, right? There's 64 million African Americans here, and let's say 32 million of them are actually from the west coast of Africa, not including the other millions that's in South America or Latin America.
Yep.
Who says even though you are Hebrew, your ass is going anyway?
Yeah.
That your chance is about as good as winning the lotto. And which one of you motherfuckers won a lotto?
You supposed to be a regular nigga in the kingdom. And the elect are supposed to have the superpowers and shit. They're gonna have the superpowers. That's the elect. They're gonna be the governors and shit.
Okay.
They're gonna be the governors of the new kingdom.
Okay. So you got ones with superpowers, then you got your regular niggas, and then you got
your regular niggas. Then you got the niggas that didn't act right. The niggas that didn't act right and shit, they gonna be ashamed for 1,000 years.
Oh, and
then then they're gonna die off, and their kids is gonna come back righteous, and they're gonna be good.
Damn.
So they gotta go through their 1,000 years of slavery and die off.
Damn. Hey, that shit is like going through slavery in America again.
Oh,
damn.
See, you Israelite is right here at the Witchfinder General.
You mean you gotta die and go back through that same shit again?
Yep.
Damn, dude. We only been how long has the American slavery been going on? For about 600 years?
Yep.
So you gotta do double that. You get to
and we supposed to have the white man in chains, and we're gonna have bed chambers and shit. And the white women supposed to be sitting in the bed chambers waiting on us for us to go in there and ravish them. You know that's in the future, right?
Hey, can somebody
ravish the women?
Can somebody tell me what hell is like? I think that might be an option. Shit.
Hebrew Israelites said there is no hell.
There is no hell. Then how is there? If there is no hell, then how is there a Satan and there is a devil?
Hey man, they said there ain't no damn hell. So there ain't no damn hell. All right, that's what they say. And that's challenging.
They just scaring the shit out of everybody with hell, but when you die, there is no hell.
Yep.
That's
hell on earth.
Hey, that's manipulation.
Yep.
Hell's on earth.
Oh, okay. Well, we ain't gonna be here no more then, right? So fuck it. Whatever. Hey, a lot of people having a good time in hell if it's on earth.
Yeah, man, that shit is crazy though. Yeah, we had a good show tonight.
Oh yeah,
show.
Oh, definitely. Hey, definitely, hey man, let me know when you want to do this again. We need to get some of these. Who can we get on? Who can
fucking Jeremiah Judah and shit, but he be bullshit. I get him.
Man, he was yelled, man.
100,000. I like fucking with him though.
Man, he just
like, you know what I mean? He keep that energy up with me and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He keep my ass like alert, all that shit.
Yeah.
That nigga be screaming and just talking crazy. And I'll spend the whole show trying to shut that nigga up and shit. Shut up, nigga. Shut up.
Hey, that nigga asked you about.
You saw what I put in the chat?
What?
Earlier, because he was saying that you can't make the phone calls in it because there's too many people in the group chat.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I was like, well, I had to test it. I tried it out, and like he didn't come on. And somebody said they were trying to get on, but they couldn't. But I was like, yeah, I had to test it out and shit because you know Judah ain't the sharpest crayon in the box. Nigga ain't the sharpest crayon in the box.
Damn.
Yo, get outside the cube.
That nigga talk to guy. I can't fuck with that nigga. He make me mad and shit. I get mad with him and shit. Jeremiah Judah, I just clown and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just get you mad and shit.
Man, cause
he just wastes your goddamn time. That nigga you burn up time and shit.
Man, that's because Cube agree with you and disagree with you at the same damn time.
I just say, but it tell you to look and wait. Hold on, just listen for a second. No, I don't want to listen to shit, nigga. Just answer the goddamn question. I want to listen to a motherfucking thing. But the goddamn Witchfinder General. Like, share, subscribe.
Yo, that was a classic video though. When he walked that dude, he said, "Yo, just take a walk with me. Look, just walk with me. Walk with me." And by the end of the conversation, he basically had the dude to admit that he was gay.
No.
Oh shit, that's fucked up.
No.
Yeah.
Cube
That was the first show Willy Gritts came on.
Wait. Cube did that?
Yeah.
Wait. Who admitted he was? Cube had.
Nah, we didn't say that shit, but that shit was weird. I know it didn't happen like that the way Willy.
He didn't admit that he didn't admit that he was gay.
I know that nigga.
But Cube had somebody adhere to that he was gay.
Nah, basically what he did is shit. Would just walk this nigga around the track and made him like admit to like stupid shit. And then wrap it up in a conclusion. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, Q do that shit
like that. And Willy Gritts was trying to like stop. Willy Gritts saw what he was trying to do. So Willy Gritts and shit, and like, fucking, this dude he got mad and shit. Willy Gritts. Willy Gritts was like, yo, I'll try to help you and shit. Like, and they was going at it and shit. They was just yelling at each other. That shit was crazy. Willy Gritts came in again on that show and shit, like he was wrestling and shit. And they just jumped out in the air and shit, started talking shit. I was like, well, goddamn. That might have been the second show, or was that the first show you've been on, Willy Gritts? I
don't know. I know it was in the beginning though, because I forgot what the actual topic was, but the Q intertwined horror movies and porn and watching gay porn.
I don't know, like, and that shit too. I don't know why fucking all that shit gotta fucking happen, but fucking yeah. Yeah, I remember that shit was crazy, yo. And we were talking about something totally different, like some whole other subject and shit. And Q comes in and like this morphs the conversation into some like bugged out weird fucking shit. Then you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that's how I can't fuck with. I only can fuck with Q like with like short increments. Like give like a few minutes. You know how the radio shows you got the nigga that just call in and that nigga just be out and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like he be cool while he there and shit. And that nigga time to go, the nigga gotta go. Nigga. Bye. Like Q is a shit. Q cool dude and shit though.
Yeah, he cool.
But like that shit get to my ass and shit. That shit definitely gets to me.
Shit, I'm out. I got to good morning. Hey, let me know what's up. Let me know what's up, Killah. Hey, man, nice seeing hearing from you, Willie.
Nah, you too, man.
Cool.
Man. Come on, definitely. We're trying to general. That's right. Like, share, subscribe. Goddamn it.
Hit that dislike button. Leave a comment. Tell them why you mad.
Oh man. Yo, what else we talked about tonight? And shit, the Moors.
We talked about abortion, eugenics. We talked about them randomly talking about how they champion debaters and this and that. What else? The motherfuckers.
You guys talked about Esau and Jacob?
Huh? Yeah,
you guys talked about Esau and Jacob?
Yeah. Yeah, we hit some topics.
How you spell eugenics?
Was it EUGEN? Hold on, let me do it right here. There you go. Eugenics. Okay, it's EUGENCIS.
The science of improving human population by the occurrence of desirable heritable
CIS?
Yeah, GENICS.
Yeah, okay, I got it.
EUGENICS.
All right, got it. Thanks. And conspiracy.
He gonna put the in the end, and Willy Gritts say the black woman is the devil. Which final general? Like, share, and subscribe.
And them words never came out my mouth.
It really did, yo. You said that shit.
Hey, Willie, you know, it don't matter if you said it or not. It's only matter what's on paper.
Sure. Sure. Willy Gritts did it tonight. He famous now. It can be everywhere.
Hey, Willie, did you hear how he said it though? Once you see, he's like, "Oh shit, y'all heard it here first." Hey, if he could cut the video,
What was the devil?
if he could cut the video and put that first, I'm telling you, man, that shit.
No.
If they put an explosion behind that motherfucker, I get that motherfucker gonna blow up 1,000 views.
Yeah, we getting it in right now. Yeah, we getting it in for real. For real. That Negi Springfield on this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Negi say, I know you don't like me. He's I know you don't like me. He's like, oh man, you cool, man.
Negi a trip, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, he was cool, man. He was cool.
Uh-huh. Willy Gritts is like, oh hell no. Willy Gritts hopped on this shit.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Oh yeah. And we explained how white people can be part of the Hebrew Israelites, but not part of the Hebrew Israelite. Where he says basically they got the same status as a woman.
Yeah, right? Like for real.
Yeah.
That means you gotta go to heaven through a nigga and shit. That's real. Yo, that's true. That's what it is. Like,
man, that's some crazy shit, man.
yup. That's what it is, bro. I didn't say it.
Make sure you put that in the title too. Shit. That's the first time I heard that though. I was like, what?
Yup.
That'll make, hey, I tell you what, that'll make a motherfucker get in through Jesus. You turn Catholic Christian on their ass. I get in that way.
Eyes and shit.
Yeah, the eyes. Don't forget the eyes.
Oh, sure
yeah, we got new. What do you call it? What's called anonyms? Is that what they call them for initials?
What is it?
What is it called? Is that what it's called? What is it called when you got initials that stand for something? What is it called?
Oh, abbreviation?
No, it's not an abbreviation. Let me see. Let me see. No. Oh, let me see.
Acronym?
Acronyms. IIs. Acronyms. Stands for Internet Israelites.
Oh. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. We have to start. Hey, we have to start addressing them just like that too. Oh, you one of those IIs, huh? If you don't know no pictures, no nothing, and you just be talking shit. You are II. Get your Wikipedia ass up out of here.
Oh shit! What was the thing before Internet Israelites? I forgot already. Goddamn.
What?
We was talking about before Internet Israelites that we talked about.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh yeah, we did L. Ron.
Oh yeah, we're talking about the cults.
Yup, cults. That was another good topic that we hit.
Abortion.
Yeah, we got that. We got eugenics. We got the Moors, conspiracies.
We talked about sovereignty because you're talking about the motherfucker going around with those license plates getting locked up.
Yup. I got that.
You say, what would make us talk about IIs?
Oh yeah, I remember what it was and shit. White Israelites.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yup. White Israelite clingers. Israelite clingers. I'll start showing them pictures of the white people. Like, y'all niggas ain't no goddamn Israelites. He said something that was funny, yo. What was it, yo? He said something that was funny as hell and shit. We say you should go around doing that. I forgot what it was.
Yeah. What fucking?
Yeah, said something, yo, that he should do. I don't know. I got to go back and watch that shit, which I never do. I never watch my videos.
What's that? Let me see.
Oh yeah. Springfield. What's out this bitch? Oh yeah, all these topics. Stuff here.
Oh, I remember what they were talking. I remember what the conversation was about.
What?
It was about homosexuality.
What? How the fuck were you talking? Nigga, we wasn't talking about that shit. What you talking about?
That's what Cube and that dude was sitting there talking about.
Cube wasn't on this bitch, motherfucker. What the fuck is you talking about?
When Cube walked him down the street talking about gay porn.
Oh, you talking about the?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about now. I was like,
Negi, I don't know what Negi was talking about.
That's what they're talking about. He said because the beginning of the conversation was about homosexuality or whatever, and then
he banned into that shit.
The guy said I don't watch it, like I don't watch horror movies. And he said and Q turned around and said to him, oh, so you watch homosexuality porn? He was like, no. He was like, so how do you know you're not gonna like it? How do you know that you don't like it or whatever?
Yeah. But he did say some fucking crazy, stupid shit.
What?
Yeah, that was a crazy night. But anyway, okay. What other time we talked about tonight, Willy Gritts?
Oh shit. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna see where. Hold on 1 second. Let me see.
What else we covered? Some shit. I don't think I covered everything and shit though for the description. That woman is the devil, goddamn it.
You guys were talking about voodoo.
Oh
voodoo.
Yeah. Oh voodoo. Yeah.
Hey, was it the Aleister Crowley Scientology stuff?
Yeah, I got all that shit.
Oh, you got that? Hold on, then. Let me see. I'm trying to play it back right now.
But also a member of the Ordo Templi Orientis. And Shalom, you're saying something incorrect. Well, apparently, even in those times, people were looking at a different way of speaking the language. So it's very interesting.
This is a side note too. That Shalom, that's a modern way of saying shalom.
Mm-hmm. There's still some groups that will make it into cult stuff. They should use in order to manifest. So if you're going to do something big, you need something with a lot of
are a form of a cult, but
they don't gotta solicit. Like, you know what I mean? Like people just go. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, do you have the 501c3s in there?
Oh yeah, we gotta get that shit too.
Motherfuckers going to jail.
I otherwise have 10 minutes. Well, that just optically, but Pete Buttigieg just spent a lot of practicers.
I agree with that because
he said he has to update his. They fear for their life based on.
That's the Hebrew way. Like the Chaldean is shalom. That's why you hear Eugenics, like as they say shalom, they don't be saying shalom. They don't put that O over that one.
Shalom is the new one, or the one that's the oldest. Because if you look at the left, something like
Oh shit, we be going tonight.
Yo, y'all watch the presidential debate?
I ain't watching.
No.
You know, niggas don't fuck with that shit. You always getting up on here and shit with that bullshit. You guys watch Cheers tonight and shit? Like, what? No niggas and shit watch that shit.
If people want to watch that aren't,
Well, what is that? Machine guns and shit too. They have back tens.
Hey, was it the one where he was talking about how if you're not an Israelite but you want to watch, you put in a certain thing, a link, and even though you're getting bad views, you get a bunch of likes? Is that what you're talking about?
Wait, say that again?
Remember when Negi was talking about, hold on, right here.
Oh, when he was talking about going to the different sites and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you was like, yeah, you should do that, because even if they like it, you get a bunch of clicks.
What I believe in.
Yeah. It's interaction.
So pretty much like teaching them.
Yeah, that's what you said he should go around and do.
Yep.
Oh, where's it? Let me see where's it.
You gotta get Josh on here, man.
Let me see where's it.
Right.
This
Willy Gritts says the black woman's the devil. Goddamn. Oh shit. Oh, Willy Gritts.
Them words never came out of my mouth.
Shit, yeah, right. We heard it. He said, what was the he's the devil? Oh shit. I like Willy Gritts.
Well, then they began to die. Or shit. Back in now, like you just want to get at a motherfucker that got more clout than you.
He was the devil. This shit. So the black woman the devil and shit.
They like, well, the devil.
Goddamn devil. Oh shit. He said, he's the devil. I was like, Willy Gritts. Oh man. Oh man. This is too much. It's too much.
Yeah, that was some crazy shit right there. Willy
Uh-huh. Oh, I got her. Oh, that's you.
Cool. I'm heading out to go to bed, get up in the morning.
All right, right on.
I know.
Yep. Thanks a lot for coming out.
Oh, peace.
Yep. Let's try the general. Let's try the general. Let's try the general. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, thanks for coming on, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a Willy Gritts. The fuck your ass doing this shit? Besides fucking up.
Nah, fuck up.
Shit. So you say now, wait tomorrow morning or some shit. Sun come up. Yeah, Willy Gritts, man. Wow. I ain't heard from Sal Showtime in a minute. Damn, Sal Showtime. That was the other debate. Actually, he was like the first debate lead before Solar Mind and all that stuff.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. Sal Showtime. That was the dude Judah said he cursed to get sick and shit. Judah, wicked ass.
Yo, you stupid, yo. Yo, take that down, yo. I didn't say that.
You did too say that shit.
I did not say that.
You didn't say that?
Them words never came out of my mouth. I never said that.
That's the slogan. Those words never came out of my mouth.
Huh?
That's the slogan. That's gonna be your slogan and shit. Your answer. Those words never came out of my mouth.
Take that down. I didn't say that.
Well, you tell you can explain that shit to people and shit.
I don't need to explain it to people. Why would I have to explain something like that?
Motherfucker, this shit. Willy Gritts.
I didn't say that shit.
You go sit outside at a couch now and shit. Everybody gonna want to hear it. It's gonna be like, you're gonna be like, what's the name? What's that name? The motherfucker that looked like oh boy and shit. We ate ribs with that dude. You know what I'm talking about? You know the dude that found the lady and shit now trapped in the house and shit.
Nah.
What was that dude's name, man? I forgot why I brought that motherfucker up. I'm falling asleep. Trying to get my ass up out of this motherfucker. The goddamn Witchfinder General. Like, share, and subscribe, motherfuckers. I guess, shit. You got any last words, Willy Gritts?
Yeah, take that shit down. I didn't say that shit.
Nigga, I didn't ask you that shit. I asked you had any goddamn last words.
Yeah, that is my last words. Take that shit down. I didn't say that shit.
All right. We will let that shit rock for a little bit. Let me find this goddamn song. Goddamn. It's the devil. Willy Gritts. What's this shit at, man? Gotta get this song. Get up out of here. I gotta get the screenshot of it first, though. Hope I don't fall asleep before. But anyway. What the fuck is it, man? God damn. All right, here we go. All right. Killah B, the goddamn Witchfinder General. You got a witch, I'll burn that son of a bitch up, goddammit. We about this motherfucker.
You reppin' nonsense, hatred, and jealousy. You spit that toxic, that poison, that ignorance. You talk a lot of shit, but none of it is relevant. You can miss me with all the lies. 1,000, I'm certified. 1,000, I'm certified. 1,000, I'm certified. I'm a bit unorthodox when I rock. Something like Jimmy Hendrix with a boombox. B-boy era, black pants and mocks. 360 waves, the size of my face was a cut from a fabric. My dad high science, my mom would say matter turned pain into power. Thoughts into dollars. Never been a follower, never been a coward. Took a few chances, took a few risks. Took it to trial, and I beat that shit. Never took the stand, nah, I pleaded the fifth. Put my crime partner ran his mouth like a bitch. Pressure burst pipes, but I stayed rock solid. Hella book smart, thorough street knowledge. Stand up, die to the day that I die. Me scared never, I'm built for whatever. You can miss me with
all the lies.
1,000, I'm certified.
1,000, I'm certified. 1,000, I'm certified.
I let my light shine at all times for the world to see. You reppin' nonsense, hatred, and jealousy. You spit that toxic, that poison, that ignorance. You talk a lot of shit, but none of it is relevant.